Welcome all sports fans, everyone across the nation. This is Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and we are going live for our Q&A episode number 24 with a very, very special, mysterious guest. Ladies and gentlemen, all sports fans, you guys know what time it is. Stay smart. Stay uneducated. Let's go. Welcome all sports fans and everyone across the nation. This is Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, live with my beautiful co-host, Miss Phyllis Jr. We all call her and know her and love her as PJ. What is up, you guys? Thank y'all for the love and support. This is Q&A episode number 24. You guys know that means. The Q&A means, hey, questions and answers. And I will answer any questions you guys got. But we're mainly going to focus on the NFL season. I know it is a long time from now, y'all. It feels like it's forever. But thank goodness we had spring football. There's Canadian football. Right now we have XFL ended about a month and a half ago. Now we have the USFL about to have its championship game on Saturday. So at least we had that to kind of cover the nostalgia of no NFL, right? And it's very tough as anyone to go through that if you're a diehard football fan, a diehard NFL fan. So we do have a very special guest tonight, you guys, that we're going to introduce. Matter of fact, it is an honor because it is my first ever guest, man. I cannot look, just know that I'm geeked up. This is my first ever guest, and I had to make it real special for you guys. And I ain't talking about any stuffed animals or any, no, we're talking about an actual human being. I'm not that cuckoo. I'm crazy. I got all these characters in my channel, but we knew that we would officially have guests to come on here, y'all. So before we introduce the guests, let me go ahead and give a shout out to everyone that's in the chat right now. Let me give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Not now, but right now. Matter of fact, hey, that poll. Hey, first of all, I got a poll up there. Before we start, the poll is, are you ready for the NFL season to kick off? Hell yeah or hell no. And then, of course, we also have our Q&A, our question and answer. My question for today is, what made you root for your NFL team? What made you root? What was the first time? What was that thing that happened to make you root for your NFL squad? Let me know in the chat, you guys. I want to shout you guys out as well, man. So I appreciate that. You guys are freaking awesome, man. All right now we got John Clement says, mystery guest, I'm all in. That's right. I got Alex says, I'm a Saints fan. And let me know why you're a Saints fan, Alex. I appreciate that. We got Levels Motivation with the fire emojis. What's good, Levels Motivation? Always good to see you, my guy. Got Jonah Eisenhower say, "What's up? What's happening, Jonah?" And we got Scott Berg says, "Carlos." Oh, I got my man, Mr. Dolph 17 says, "Carlos and PJ, how you doing? I'm coming on in. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yo, keep it real, who that podcast. Yeah, if you want not only your diehard Saints love and fever of the off season, regular season, preseason, playoffs, hopefully Super Bowl, check out the big homie, keep it real, who that sports podcast, Dolph 17 and Coach Rock for that, for your football needs as well, you guys. Not just the Saints, but the entire National Football League. We do it big around here. I got my right hand man, TJ Tracy, 2378. So I support the best team in the NFC East. The Eagles go Beds. Jonah says, "You mean second? Oh, to the Cowboys, huh?" Said Dallas Cowboys for life. What's up, Jonah? Always good to see you, man. You guys are awesome, man. That boy said, to all my fellow Who That Nation family, how you doing? Come on in. That's right, man. Oh, let's get it, y'all. I got Scott Burke says, Justin Fields. Or says, PJ, like, I'm not a stuffed animal. I, you know what I mean. I know that you don't think you are, but the rest of the world thinks you are because you kind of are. You know, some would say you're a figment of my imagination, and it's some weird stuff, right? Let's get it, y'all. Jason Reynolds says, "My love for the Rams comes from fantasy football. Always had their players and just fell in love with the team." I like that story, Jason Reynolds. I like that story. That's a very unusual story, and I like it unusual, right? Scott Burke says Justin Fields is the reason why. Why is that? That's the reason why you're a Bears fan. The Bears. Are you? Is that the reason why you're a Bears fan? The Bears. And we got the beautiful, not doing the beautiful L. Rob says, "Hey PJ, Carlos, and UST." He said, "What's up, L. Rob? How you doing, L. Rob? Always good to see you, love. Let's go." John Mrs. Casey was always the underdog, so I've been a Chiefs fan since the early 90s. Scott Burke says, "Love that, PJ." All right, y'all. So thank y'all for that, man. Hey, I need a show of hands. I need at least 5 hands. Who's ready to be introduced to our very special mystery guest for tonight's stream? Put your hands up in the air if we can get at least 6 hands, right? Shadow Gaming says, "Up, just showing support." Yes, sir. Shadow Gaming is all love, man. I appreciate that. If you guys are ready for our very special guest, put your hands in the air, you guys. Put your hands in the air. I'm pumped up to introduce this person, our very first guest on this stream, right? On this channel. We got 2 hands in the air. John says, "Let's go." Let's get a few more hands in there, y'all. John with a hand in the air, y'all. We got 3 hands so far. We got 3 hands so far. Let's get it, man. Let's get some two. Oh, I got Scott Burke showing love with the hands in the air. All right, let's get one more different hand and we can call it a day, y'all. We can call it. Shadow's hand is up. Okay. Yes, sir. Let's go. One more hand in the air, y'all, and I will introduce our very special guest. I'm geeked up. It's our first one ever, like I said, on this stream, man. So this person is very near and dear to me. Um, this person is pretty much why this channel is how it is right now. Without this person, I don't know where would I be at. Oh, and it helps that this person has a good mind and loves sports, and it helps that this person is a dear friend of mine, and we have grown to know each other, support each other, man. Y'all, I want everyone to give a very special round of applause to my good friend, my right hand man, TJ Tracy, 2378.
Oh, oh, oh. That introduction. Oh, that hit the feels. That hit the feels.
What is up, man?
I appreciate that, my friend. Yes. Been a great 2 years it has.
It's been awesome, right? It's been a fun ride so far, and the crazy part is it's just starting too, man.
Oh, I know. Can't wait. Can't wait.
I'm gonna throw y'all. If you guys don't know, man, the man, the myth, the legend is in our face right now. It is TJ Tracy. You guys know him as TJ Tracy 2378. That is my dude, man. All the way from the UK. Matter of fact, TJ, when people hear UK, they think of London, right? Tell
Yeah.
them where you're actually from in the UK.
I am from East Anglia, Suffolk. I'm on let me try that. I'm on an outside of the village called Sudbury. In the East Anglia section, we do like county called Suffolk. I'm about 2 hours away from London, so really in the country. No,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's
Yes, sir.
nothing
So
really.
for those who keep saying London, he's not from London. We can call it
Yeah,
the
PJ.
UK though, man. Yo, big shout out to my guy TJ Tracy, man. We're in the building. My first ever guest, man. Hey, respect to you. And you guys think
Thank
I'm
you.
BS when I say it, man. But this guy is a major reason why this channel is even flourishing to this day, man. And without this guy, I promise you guys, 85 to 90% of what you see probably would have just started, like right
Oh,
now. It would have just got there if I was in charge of all that, man. So it's good to have
appreciate it.
friends, right? Uh,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, TJ. Well, I've been asking everyone in the chat, man. I know you were part of the chat for a second, but
Yeah.
let them know TJ, for some reason, just manifested on Philadelphia to be his sports team. Can you give him a little backstory why you're such a diehard Eagles fan? So we're asking everybody else.
So it all goes back. Most British things, what I do is alcohol. Um, so me and my friends were bored one night, and we were like, "What do you want to do? Do you want to play some video games?" I can't. Do you want to watch a And then randomly, one of my friends went, "This is Super Bowl's on tonight." We're like, "Really?" And this was the one where it was Broncos versus Seahawks. It's
Oh,
the
Lord,
Super Bowl
you chose
50.
the right one to watch,
Yeah.
right?
And we developed a drinking game from that. And at the end of the game, we never remember the game because obviously it was so devastating.
Right.
But over the years, we always just keep coming back to the Super Bowl. And every year I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And then I believe it was uh, Patriots versus Seahawks. I was like, you know what? I want to get into this sport. I'm going to choose a team. But I don't want to just jump in halfway through a thing,
Right.
halfway through a franchise. And I found out the Eagles, new coach, new QB, a new system. I was like, this is the perfect joining point if I
Right.
was going to go a team. And green, favorite color.
Oh, we got that in common,
Perfect.
and we got that in common.
Yeah, yeah. And the more I learned about the team, like the brotherly love, I loved, I respected, and the fans. I love the fans. It's the most British fans you have over there. So tribal. So we're this way. We don't care. If you've got a problem, we're going to punch you in the face. Like
Right,
that kind
right,
of,
right.
yeah, like,
How British of
uh,
them.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, so I kept on it, and obviously very fortunate. They won the Super Bowl in 2 years. That really helped and just cemented. It was
Oh, that's
so it's just
awesome.
like, oh yeah, this is a team that's like imprinted on my soul, and now I'm more of an Eagles fan than any other. So
That's dope. Hey, you know what the most boring story is of how someone can become a fan? Uh, my dad root for them.
oh
Uh,
got it.
it was my uncle root for them. So I just that's and nothing wrong with that, y'all. It's just the most
No,
boring
of course.
story to way to be a diehard fan of a team, because
No.
your dad rooted for them. But then you give it a sad story. My dad was my hero. Oh damn. All right. I I can't stand it, man. That's awesome though, man. Like that's crazy because like to be from the UK and then
Mm.
to pick that team for those various reasons. And the first game, I could have said, okay, well, let's put on this great show that this American guys like, the Super Bowl. Let's put it on that one, and let's be a Seahawk fan because they just
Oh.
dominate the Broncos, right?
Yeah, I've
You would
got.
have thought that, right? That's how I thought it was
I've
going, and I was like, can't go that way because
no,
his Eagles were in that playoffs. So I figured you might have been done with football just because how bad the game was.
no. Like I said, it was. We didn't remember the games. That was very important.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Didn't remember the game. But yeah, it's and like I've got a friend who's a Patriots fan. It's like me introducing the sport to people around me who are now paying attention to it. Like my dad, for the first time, actually watched the Super Bowl. Uh, the last Super Bowl 57 we don't speak about. Um,
That's out the window. Out the window.
yeah, just out the window. And he started to come around to it. So it's like, I've got to convert my dad, I've got to convert friends, and all that kind of aspect. But like, the sport's growing rapidly in the
Yeah.
UK.
Oh
Like, I
yeah.
found out
Yeah. Yeah. I
my
mean,
neighbour's a Bengals fan. Like, who knew?
oh, that's dope. It's
Yeah,
crazy because I mean, you know that the NFL is really trying to, like, for I mean, forever now, last decade and some change, really trying to make this international, and they've done a great job, honestly,
mm.
because football is king, and all of a sudden, I mean, if you can pack Wembley Stadium, I mean, I don't know what it is, was it 70,000, eighty
I think
thousand?
it's 90.
And you pack it to the T with two
Yeah.
subpar teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the Jaguars versus somebody, right?
Yeah.
And for folks to come out there and really pack it and really enjoy the atmosphere, and then you got guys wearing the jerseys like crazy. I mean, the
Mm.
NFL, like you said, it's rapidly growing. It's been king forever now, but now it's like whatever's what's over the king. I mean, it's godlike when it comes to sports, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I appreciate you for your love of the game as well. And one, you've been here since pretty much day one. So I want to thank you about that. You are just an awesome contributor. Not only what you do outside the scenes, but what you do in the chat. And one,
I, I,
and you're not
I
even a
try my
mod.
best.
You're just like my big homie that's always there. And so I,
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I joined you on the second Tom Grossi raid, and
Right.
that's the only Tom Grossi raid I've done. I'm never really had an internet presence. I never commented. I never was in the chat until I was like, you know what? I want to find a small creator that I enjoy, and I'm just going to sort of keep with them. And then I
Right.
like raided you, and I was like, I'm going to keep with you. I love the personality, I love PJ, and look what happens.
Said thanks. PJ TJ connection. Yo, I got your first question for you, man. I got
Yeah.
Cowboy Morgan America, red, white, and blue says, how far do the Bills go in the playoffs? Hashtag Bills Mafia. What you think, TJ? Put you on the spot right now.
Oh gosh, the problem with the Bills, it's just the competition is so fierce.
Yeah.
It's like you've got the Chiefs and the Bengals. The Chiefs and the Bengals are those two front and center teams in the AFC. And the Bills are equally as good. Like they are the roster. Obviously, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, but the
Yep.
roster of the Bills is amazing. What Josh Allen is doing is amazing. But is it to the point now where is it more of a mental thing? Like they're always going to either come across the Chiefs or the Bengals, and
Right.
they've struggled against like they've struggled against the Chiefs. I think what really shattered their entire confidence of the Chiefs was it 12 seconds
The
they had to
13,
stop.
13 seconds.
Yeah, 13 seconds they had to stop against Pat Mahomes. In fact, he just does that. It's yeah. I said I could be completely wrong. Like they could finally get over it, but and they're fun to watch. Like
Right.
Josh Allen is
Right.
amazing
Oh, yeah.
to watch. But
Must see TV.
yeah, it's just that wall, and they've made it very deep into the playoffs. But at what point do you start looking at the coach? You know what I mean? It's just like
Right.
he can get you far, but he can't get you over the hump.
And that's the nature of the business, honestly, when it comes down to you got a really good team that just can't get over the freaking hump, right? Because
Yeah,
mind you, I think what wasn't both their losses was both their losses pre-championship game for the AFC.
yeah. I don't think they've made it to.
Yeah,
They made it to one AFC, I think.
I cut the game, the overtime loss to the Chiefs. I don't think that was the divisional
No, it wasn't.
round
It wasn't.
because
That
the
was
Chiefs
divisional. Yeah,
faced the Bengals. So
Bengals.
Bengals and
Yeah,
Chiefs
yeah.
back to back years, right?
You're right. You're
AFC.
right.
So
Yeah,
and in the next year it was them against the Bengals, and the Bengals really demolished them. Uh, to answer the question from Cowboy Morgan America, red, white, and blue. I like the name, by the way.
yeah,
Uh, to answer that, I think it's going to depend on that defense. Honestly, it's the
yeah,
defense. Like Josh Allen and them. Now they struggled in that game against the Bengals, but we also saw 2 years ago when they were putting up point for point against
yeah.
the Chiefs. So my thing is, and I hate to put it on one person at his age, but nutshell, when it's all said and done, the Bengals go as far as Von Miller, in my opinion.
Mm. Yeah.
If Von Miller can come back and play to the 90 percentile he was 2 years ago before the injury, I think the Bills can go far because they need a guy like Von Miller to get to the quarterback for
Yeah.
for Joe Burrow and Pat Mahomes. If they can't get to those guys, it's always gonna be Bengals and Chiefs over the Bills.
You say that about him getting to the QB. Like, not last, the year before, Joe Burrow was sacked 7 times by the Titan and he still won.
Yeah,
He was sacked like 8 times by the Chiefs and still won. Like, getting to the QB now, especially in these so dynamic where, oh yeah, I've lost 12, but here's 25. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. Um,
No, you're right.
I saw a question by John down there. How hard is it to get NFL merch in the UK? It's not too bad. We've got our own UK store. It's not as stacked as the US store, unfortunately. There's a lot more interesting stuff on the US, but
Right.
if I'm willing to pay an extra £20, I'm willing to pay an extra £20.
Hold on. How much is 20 pounds converted to United States? A lot of folks don't know that.
About 28
Okay,
bucks, I'd
cool.
say.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not bad at all. Yeah. Not
For
bad at all,
transport,
then.
yeah.
Not bad at all. We've got some folks that are excited to see you. Got L. Robs is awesome. Hey, TJ Tracy.
Hello.
She's excited. Christian Ann Rujo, she's also excited seeing you. Says OMG, hi, TJ Tracy. Welcome, OMG. I love your accent. You are awesome.
That's, I think that was one of the first messages you ever sent me because I sent via voice message because I'm a bit terrible at text. And you're like, your accent is amazing.
It's not every day. I'm from Louisiana. Not every day we get to talk to someone from the UK, especially someone who has the accent.
Yeah.
Uh, I might know someone that played basketball overseas for the UK. That's the only close thing I'm getting to the UK. Yeah, man, I
Oh, yeah.
played in the UK, man, for like a couple of years, man. That was it, man. I can't do it, man. I don't know. But so I was so mesmerized over the accent because I know it's like, it's not every day a brother like me get to talk to someone that has the
Yeah.
fancy or feng shui.
That's
That's my fancy word of saying fancy, feng shui.
right.
You got the feng shui accents over there. It's to die for. It's to
Appreciate it.
die for. But yeah. Well, here's my thing. I'll put you on the spot now. You're an Eagles fan. We're just shooting the breeze, you guys. Ask your questions. Hold on. Cowboy Morgan America says, "May I ask how you became the fan of the team you root for, TJ?" You just missed the answer, but in a quick 30-second whatever, tell her, TJ.
Yeah, like I said, alcohol and just wanted to jump into the sport at the right time for a team. And when I did that, the Eagles had just got Doug Pearson, they just got Carson Wentz. It was in that moment of the team sort of starting out fresh. So I was like, I'm going to jump here, then learn the history, and then learn the team. And like I said, green favorite color. And I just fell in love the more I learned, and yeah, it imprinted on my soul.
There we go. All right, hold on. You gonna put me on the spot now, TJ? I got a question from Alex. Alex says, "How do you think Saints do this year?" My New Orleans Saints, man. Give it to me straight, Doc. Give it to me straight, Doc.
Ooh, well, Derek Carr, interesting. I feel like he's still got plenty more in the tank. The Raiders did him dirty. Depends how Michael Thomas does. Like Chris Olave, great wide receiver,
Right,
but it's just your coach. I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about your coach. Like I know when you originally hired him, you're like he's been rated by Sean Payton. He's the up and coming. He's the next person. And then we had that first year,
right.
and it was sort of like, okay, cool. It's like Derek Carr. I think he's an upgrade from Andy Dalton.
Right,
Is that right?
right.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think he's
yes,
an update from
yes,
Andy Dalton. I think he is a bit of an update from Jameis Winston because he isn't obviously not going to throw
yes.
30 interceptions. But it's like you're on that edge of. I feel like you're on the edge of that rebuild. You know what I mean? You're trying to not rebuild. You're trying not to rebuild. But I've just got a feeling you're going to have to go for it. Get the
Right.
new QB. Get the new, a coach that can develop with the QB. And yeah, especially with like Michael Thomas, I just don't see Michael Thomas finishing the year with the Saints.
Hey, we're in the same freaking boat, y'all. And I do apologize, y'all. We're still working out kinks a little bit,
Yes, yes.
with the screen. So hey, listen to the voice, man. The voice is what we need. And the face is good looking face too, but the voice, yo, it's to die for. It'll get back right in a minute, y'all. But as far as the New Orleans Saints, before we start venturing off on other topics, the New Orleans Saints, and obviously that's my team, my diehard team, since 1999. I agree with everything TD just said. Honestly, we have no excuse this year to not make the playoffs. If you've seen
No,
our
no.
division, it's not good at all. Brady's gone now. He was the only
Yeah.
kryptonite per se to the Saints winning the division, right? Even his first year
Yeah.
with Tampa Bay, we won the division. We just lost him in the playoffs in 2020. But but that being said, though, look, our defense is still good. But the one thing TJ pointed out that's I agree with so wholeheartedly is our coach.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and I give him credit this offseason. He really did a good job of galvanizing the team and getting new players and getting people who fit our system. But Dennis Allen is one of those. Is he just a really good defensive coordinator, or can he be a really good head coach? And that's going to come out. This is here. And I said if we don't win it or even go to the playoffs, scratch the team. Let's just start
Yeah.
over because, like you
Don't
said,
have
we're
to.
on the cusp on a rebuild, anyways. So yeah, I feel you on that, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna put you back on the spot, TJ. Not with your Eagles, not yet. I'll leave you alone with that one. Give me. Besides your Eagles, give me three answers. All right. To what are you looking forward to the 2023-24 NFL season? Give me your three big answers. What are you looking for? What caught your eye, or what you want to see happen?
Oh, that's an interesting. I think number one is the Lions
Ooh,
because the Lions is everyone loves an underdog. The Lions have just been stumped down so much, so much, so much, and then it started with Dan Campbell being hired. I was like, "Ooh, I
right,
like this guy. He's insane, but we like this guy." And just like the progression, it's just like, oh, he's galvanizing the team. Just hoping that the Lions get that success. You know what I mean? It's
right.
just like, please give the franchise some hope and just all that. So I want to see the Lions do very well and hopefully win the North.
That'd be crazy because you just had the Vikings go 13-4, probably the worst ever 13-4 team you ever
Yeah.
see in your life. If someone just got into the sport of football, like that team looks pretty good. They were 13-4 last, the worst 13-4 you've ever seen in your life, man. And then of course you had the Packers, who are that team that, although they're in transition to their quarterback, it's still the nostalgia of
Yeah.
Green Bay, and they're never out of the playoff race, right? Jordan Love taking over. So yeah, I like that Lions pick. What about your number two?
Oh, interesting. The number two, I've
Eh,
sort of got it off the team, but I like the story. So the 40 Winers, I like the Brock Purdy story.
okay,
And I've got off the team a bit because all you hear on the media is players going about the NFC Championship, how obviously, yeah, it sucks that they lost their QB, and yeah, they potentially could have gone for a shootout. But if you're going to use a backup tight end to block Hassan Reddick, like, what else are you going to expect? Like,
right.
yeah, okay, injury suck, but that's part of the game. You know what I mean? It is part of the game, and you chose to not have three QBs dressed. You decided to go with Brock Purdy and John Johnson. Like, uh, what can I say? I feel sorry for you, yes, but I like the Brock Purdy story. It could be potentially the best Mr. Irrelevant of all time.
Well, I'll tell you this though. If you are, because the Niners have said, I heard them say, I think it was I don't know if it was Kyle Shanahan or was it John Lynch, but one of those guys said that Brock Purdy deserves to be the opening day starter if healthy. You think they go, like, let's just say he is healthy to start week one. Do you go with Brock
Mm.
Purdy, or do you try the Trey Lance experience once again?
You've got to try Trey Lance. You spent so much on him. You spent so, and he is the first round pick, so he's gonna get that bit more of a leeway. And I can't remember what his record was. I know Obviously, Brock Purdy is going to have to starlight because he was the last one, and he did go very far. But you've got to give him a chance. Like, you spent so much capital. Even if you have Brock Purdy as his backup,
Right.
and his Lance is the guy, then you've got a gold mine in Brock Purdy.
Right.
Like, some teams got to want a lot for him to show what he's done. And yeah, it's. I understand if he sucks within 3 games and the Purdy's in. You know what I mean? It's but the moment they bench Trey Lance, it's over.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they
yeah, oh
can't they
yeah.
can't go back.
How much leeway do they give Trey Lance?
Give him 3 games.
Give him 3 games.
If he wins the first game, great. Loses the next two, Purdy's in game
Whew,
4.
I kind of agree with you on that one. I agree with starting Trey Lance. Like I said, he is your uh, highly first round pick, number 2 overall,
Yeah.
2 years ago. He's got to get that shot, right? You're right about that. Uh, I got Michael Kenji Zumi said, "What up, Carlos and PJ and TJ?" That is
What up?
right, man. What is up, MKI Sports? Always good to see you. Got the man, the myth, the legend here, TJ Tracy, with us, our first ever guest for Uneducated Sports Talk. Always good to see TJ. Right now, we just have NFL talk, y'all. We're shooting a breeze. So, asking any kind of questions you want for anything. Matter of fact, Michael says, off topic. Thoughts on Domingo, your mom's perfect game, fellas? Yes, that was awesome for the New York Yankees. I don't know if you know too much about that, TJ. Uh, but the Yankees pitcher just threw a perfect game last
Oh
night
wow,
on the
nice.
24th in Major League Baseball history, and that their history goes back in like the late 1800s. So that's crazy.
Oh
Uh,
wow, that's
yeah.
pretty good.
So, but my thing is, it's awesome, but it's also against the athletics. So
Oh,
sorry, TJ. How did you not know about that? That's that's somewhat like TJ's baseball team, the A's. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I don't know what happened on that one. TJ, can you hear me, man? All right. And then we have Kim Gamers says, "Hey, Carlos, and what up, TJ?" All right, hold on. Let me get TJ back in here, you guys. Let me get TJ back in here. Hold on once. Like I said, it's our first time doing it. We got 2 different things going on, 2 different internets rocking on this, so it's gonna be a little shaky to start up. So give me a second. Let's get my guy back in here. So I'm here. Hold on. Oh, you're here? All right. Just making sure. Just making sure my guy's in here. I got Jerry Port Jr. in the building showing love, by the way. Jerry, 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 Jerry. Jerry Port Jr. is in the building showing love. Appreciate that. I hear my son in the background saying, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. What up, KG? We got Kip Gaming KG1 in the building. Showing love. I got real fan sports. It was good, everyone. Yeah, it's cool, but it's against my team too, so I'm not excited for it. Hold on, real fan sports. You're an A's fan too, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can get my guy TJ back in the building, y'all. But yo, do me a favor, y'all. The Q&A. I need you to answer why. What was the reason for you becoming a fan of your NFL team? Let me know. What is the reason why you became a fan of your NFL team? Let me know in the chat, you guys. How's everything going? All right, hold on. Real Fan Sports. Y'all, if you haven't, man, check out Real Fan Sports. Those are my guys, man. Shout out to those guys, Zach and Nonfiction, one of the best duos of all of YouTube, man. They keep grinding every single day. Uh, really enjoy them, man. A perfect game against the A's. How embarrassing! Hey, yeah, yeah. Look, a perfect game is a perfect game, no matter what. No matter what, a perfect game is a perfect game. I don't care who it's against, man. It just so happened to be the quote unquote worst team in the league this year. But a perfect game is a perfect game, no matter what. So that was awesome by him for sure. All right, I'm about to send the link to you, TJ, just in case you can't get back in. Let me see. I'm live, so of course it's tough on my computer to do extra stuff, if you know what I mean. So it might take me about another couple minutes to get there. Might take me a couple extra minutes to get there, you guys. Well, 1 second, we'll get TJ back in this thing real quick. But this is our first guest. We're trying new things out, man. And trust me, there are going to be plenty of more guests around this thing. I promise you guys. We'll have plenty more guests coming up for you guys in the near future. Straight facts, y'all. Straight facts. Johnson, it's hot. Where you it's hot everywhere, man. Like out here it's 100 and I mean it hit like 105 degrees today. Like just normal stuff in Louisiana. No, you're good, TJ. I'm coming to get you right now, brother. It's just real slow because I'm live right now and gotta go on my other stuff. So it's just real slow right now. I hate that happen, man. I hate that happen. But like I said, little kinks that happen all the time, and that's how we do it, man. I don't have an embarrassing bone in my body, bro, at all. One thing about me, I don't get embarrassed and I don't get peer pressured. I don't get embarrassed and I do not get peer pressured. Now, one thing I can wonder is why it's not going to my messenger. Why is it taking so long to go to the messenger? Give me a minute, TJ. It's taking forever to get to my messenger. Good God Almighty. And I know it's only cause I'm live. Almost there, TJ. We come to get you, brother. We coming to get you. And one more step, it's gonna take about another. Ah, there it goes. There you go. Give me 1 second, TJ. It's gonna take a little minute, man. Well, you can't how that weird to say second and minute in the same sentence. Give me a second. It's gonna take a minute, man. The conundrum. So we're almost there, y'all. I'm just letting everything load for a second. All right. I got the link right there, and I just sent it. Good God Almighty, I just sent it. All right, TJ, I just sent it. Hopefully it goes through. It's sending now. We get my guy back in there, so let me go ahead and exit back out. Whew. Sorry about that, y'all. Here we go. Oh no! Oh, not 50. Yeah, you're from Oakland, yes, sir. Cause it's Drew Brees as a guest. Oh, no doubt, man. Whatever I gotta do to make it happen, man. Whatever I gotta do to make it happen. Almost there, T. I'm at the collab cam right now. Andrew Estrada said, "What up, Carlos and PJ?" He said, "What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man." Here we go. There we go. We got him in, y'all.
Am I back? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
about that.
No,
My
it's all
signal was
good, man. I
working.
told him, hey, we go through these all the time, man. Kinks, man. Ups and
That's
downs, but we're
yeah.
still here. It's
That's
all
why you
good.
wanted me as a first guest, just in case something like this happens.
Nah, I understand. Look, you know, the internet and it's tough. You from
Yeah.
the UK. I'm out here, so I know it's a lot. El Ross is 103 in Dallas. Oh my goodness, El
Oh my
Rob,
goodness.
103.
Well,
Yeah, it's about 105 out here. Like you see me got my sexy on. I got to show the hairs a little bit, man. It's just not good out here.
well, just to make it, just not to rub salt in the wound. Currently sitting at a whopping 52 in the UK right now, with 80% humidity, and
oh,
the maximum it got today was 67.
oh my goodness, yo, man. Hey, get off the stream, man. Get off the. You know, you making it more hotter than what it is, man. God, dog. Johnson had 24 likes. Thank you for that. Uh,
Great to hear.
the guy says hashtag fix TJ's internet.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I don't have that fancy streamer internet.
it's all love. We're here now, man. And finish. I almost passed out earlier today because I went to go on a bike ride through my neighborhood, and it was so damn
Ooh.
hot that when I came back, I couldn't see anything for like a whole minute. Man, it get like
Oh,
that,
brilliant.
man.
Careful, Infinity. Look
It,
after yourself.
it get like that, man. That heat is, especially down south in the Texas and Louisiana, man. It's very unforgiving. I know that, man. Real fan sports is Carlos. I used to be a oh Lord, the stream is popping. I can't read everything. Hold on, y'all. The stream just got popping all of a sudden. And I know what happened. Next time, I'm not gonna run this as an administrator. I know that.
Fair
Yeah, I'm running my stuff as administrator, and yeah, it's not. It's gets on my freaking nerves.
play.
But yeah. So all right, hold on. So we got your first two of your three.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh,
So
yes.
you had one. You had the Detroit Lions, right? And we're
Yeah.
all, including myself, rooting for the Lions
Oh, of
outside of
course,
playing
yeah.
against the Saints, obviously. And then you had number two, the Brock Purdy situation
Story, yeah.
in San Francisco. What's your third that you
Ooh.
think that you're more excited to see? Story, a player, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, that's challenging. I had all this time to think about it and completely slipped my notes. I don't know. I do like the Josh Allen story. Can he finally get it? But I want to see the success between Shane Steichen, not biased because he was the Eagles OC, and Anthony Richards. I like the
Ooh,
raw talent and like can it be melded? Can it be like melded and into the QB? Like he did it with Jalen Hurts, fantastic.
yeah,
Can he do it with someone else? And
right.
obviously, I think he's AR-15. I think he wants to be known by.
Oh, AR-15, okay.
Yeah, because obviously he wears 15. And but yeah, if they can do that and the Colts get back to what they were, because Frank Reich really had a bad deal.
He did.
Like he signed on to be the head coach, and then Andrew Luck retired. Then he had Joe Cassette. Then he had what was it, Carson Wentz, which
He had the old
Matt
man
Ryan.
Riverwalk for a minute.
Yeah, Rivers. I forgot he went there. Like,
And then old Matt Ryan. Ugh, nah.
yeah, precisely. Like maybe the Colts can finally get back to being what they should be. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah, well, we're excited for the NFL season. I know that, and especially
Mm,
for the Colts fans. And it feels like on paper, over the last 4 or 5 years, the team has been really good. I mean,
yeah.
2 years ago they missed the playoffs, but get this, they had the most Pro Bowlers out of any team.
I know,
How do
madness.
you miss the playoffs but have the most Pro Bowlers? I think they had 8 Pro Bowlers that year, and they missed the playoffs. And I
Wow.
was like,
Wow.
that's absurd. You know, that's very absurd. Uh,
Yeah.
as far as your, we were talking about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills and how far they can go this year. The thing about that is not only about the Bengals and the Chiefs beating the way, but the AFC is just stacked.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you think of there's 16 teams per conference, right?
Yeah.
You can make a case for at least 12 or 13 of those teams in the AFC to make the playoffs,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we're talking from the Jacksonville Jaguars, um, to the Denver Broncos, to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
Those type of teams. The only team I can think of right now that might, the Titans, right? Uh,
Yeah.
but you can make a case for the Steelers, a case for the Browns. Like though you have a really good conference, and what we love about the NFL is it's a one and done scenario,
Yeah.
right? And you just don't want to face a team with motivation in the playoffs and underestimate them.
Mm.
So the Bills so far have not done that. The one or two teams they played before reaching Kansas City or Cincy, they've won. But before before that loss to Cincinnati, they had never had that test against Cincinnati, and
No, no,
that's what
I get
happened.
it.
And not only was it not a good game, it was a beatdown, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're the Bills, you're like, the AFC is only getting better, and our window is only so much with not only Josh Allen, but of course, an agent
Mm.
Von Miller and that
Yeah.
squad. So I mean, I get that, man. I get that. I'll go down my list for a second. I love your Detroit Lions topic though. That is awesome. And
Yeah.
they might even do a part two for Hard Knocks. I'm hearing that it might be the Detroit Lions back to back,
It's the
huh?
Jets. It's the Jets.
It's the Jets.
It's settled on the Jets.
Oh, I missed the Jets. Oh, that's even better though. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I got to see that now. That's even
I've got
better.
a question for you
Yes,
because
sir.
last year everyone thought the AFC West was going to be this powerhouse, this dominant, like they're going to just
Right.
eat each other alive. And obviously, we know what happened. The Chiefs just ran away with it.
Right.
This year, the AFC East looks like that powerhouse. Like you've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, you've got obviously Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs, and you've got the Patriots just sitting there. Do you think they will become a powerhouse, or do you think you're just going to have that one team that will just run away with it,
Yeah.
like the West did last year?
I I will look. This isn't because my thing about the AFC West. So much disrespect towards Pat Mahomes in Kansas City. That's what I was saying. That's why I never believed it'd be. Matter of fact, when I did my predictions, I had only two AFC West teams in the playoffs, right? I think I had the Broncos, which we knew what happened to them, and the Chiefs. I didn't
Yeah,
have faith in the Chargers or the Raiders. Uh, so the disrespect towards Pat Mahomes, because I'm like, yo, Pat's been doing this. At that time, it was four straight AFC Championship games, not playoffs, not divisional, four straight AFC
yeah, see,
Championship games,
yeah,
right? And then, yeah, so that was very um, weird to hear about this new Broncos team with Hackett as the coach, and then Russell Wilson. Like, this isn't the NBA where you can get a
mm,
superstar who can change your franchise like that. This is the NFL where everyone has to get it on the same
yeah,
page,
yeah,
from your O line to your backs to your receivers to the quarterback, obviously. So I wasn't too big on the whole AFC West to dominate all four teams. No, no. Same thing with this year NFC West. AFC East. Excuse me. One, you have the Patriots that. On paper, they might surprise some teams and might win a double-digit games this year just because their defense alone. But I feel like their schedule is much tougher this year than it was last year. And
Just look at
last
the
year, they
division.
what's up?
Just look at their division.
Yeah,
Like they're having to deal with Aaron Rodgers,
yeah,
Tua Tagovailoa,
right,
Josh
right.
Allen.
So I don't see that. But also, I'm gonna be real. I am not high on the Jets at all. Not at all.
No,
No, not at all. No.
no.
You can add Aaron Rodgers all day, and it's not. And unfortunately, I felt the same about Denver. It's almost like a Denver situation. Asian quarterback, but still really good. Comes in with young weapons, right? And
Yeah,
and a really top 10ish defense. And the reason why I had the Broncos so high, like you like I thought I would have the Jets, is because the Jets defense is very young and good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just because you're young and good, can you sustain that? The Broncos sustained it for a second, and it tells you how a season starts. The Broncos, who should have been, my God, 4-1 to start the season, but their head coach was just
Yeah.
and just the dumbest thing ever. So whatever. Can Robert Sala, can he up his ante now? Because now you have Aaron Rodgers,
That's the
right?
question.
That
Yeah.
bad man, Aaron Rodgers. His weapons is one of those I've got to see it to believe it. But I'll tell you what, though, there is no Kansas City in that division. The Bills,
No.
as good as they are, honestly, they don't scare anyone like the Chiefs do, like their quarterback does,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No one's scared. No one is that scared of the Bills because what we've seen. Not only have they lost, but the loss last year against the Bengals really put it on them and exposed them, in my opinion. So as far as the division itself, I'm not scared about Miami. Miami doesn't scare me at all. Tua doesn't scare me at all. And even
He
when
is
he
one
had
coach
those
question mark.
those first couple good games last year, that was more of Tyreek Hill catching it 15 yards and going 80. Right?
Mm.
If Tua as your starter, Mac Jones is your starter quarterback, if there's gonna be a race, it's gonna be a Bills versus Jets race. And honestly, I don't think it'll be that much of a race. The other team, the Patriots might be the one team that may and slightly put some pressure on the Bills, and I don't see that happening. So no, I'm not going with AFC East slaughterhouse division. It's not about to happen.
No? Oh,
Not in my opinion.
fair
I
enough.
gotta see it to believe it.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Oh, sorry. See you, John. Enjoy your dinner. Have a great one. Um, and yeah, I see what you're saying. You just don't know. For
I,
example, no one saw the Giants do as well as they did last year, and no one saw the Eagles be as good as they were last year. So there might be a team that comes out of nowhere and just steamrolls the entire conference.
and
But
and I don't see that team. I don't see that new team out the AFC. It's got to be NFC team.
it's got
Mind
to
you,
be.
how bad the conference is compared to each
Mm,
other. Like there's gonna be a new NFC team that's gonna be the new Giants or the new Eagles. I'm
yeah,
gonna be real with you. In the AFC, hey, it's the Chiefs, it's the Bengals, it's the Bills, that third lower tier.
yeah,
Then there's still everyone else, but everyone else is still good. There could be that
yeah.
one or two team that might come out there and go to the playoffs. And like I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think my sleeper team, the Cleveland Browns. The
Ooh,
Cleveland Browns are my sleeper team.
that's
And
interesting.
I don't want to talk about Deshaun Watson and his many experiences in massage parlors, but uh, I do want to talk about for a second about their team that's constructed right now. One, he's going to have a full training camp. Two, Nick Chubb
Yeah,
is still might be still the most underrated running back, honestly, but fantasy wise, might be the best running back still. Their defense is
yeah,
still
yeah,
a top 10 defense when they get it together, uh, barring injury. Right, they had a lot of injuries last year, and,
yeah.
and that's no excuse because everyone goes through injuries. But now I feel like Deshaun Watson getting that full training camp, full year. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying even championship game. But I'm saying like
See, you
can
see
have
him
a
return to
decent record.
form.
I, I,
Yeah, you
I
see him
see them
return to
winning
form.
11, 12 games.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going 11, 12 games, and probably because of the division itself. I'm not too high on. But look, the division is always a good division in the NFC, AFC North, right? Where you have the Ravens. But I'm kind of low on the
Bengals.
actual division with the Ravens, and the Bengals are always that team, right? But I can see the
Yeah.
Browns being right by them. Mind you, Joe Burrow. It took him his fourth try or his fifth try to beat the Browns for the first time in his career.
Fair. Yeah,
Right?
you're right.
That
You're right.
Brown, I mean, not saying they have his number, but still, like they're a good team if they get all their ish together. that could be a team in the AFC that can kind of rise. But honestly, the AFC is stacked, man. So this will be that one,
Yeah.
like from nothing to haha team, as like the Giants, is another NFC team, and
What if
pick
that
pick
whole
the hat.
division, that whole division could just blow up because you put it out the division. We've got the Bengals, we've got the Ravens. Yeah, they've got OBJ, but they've also got a young wide receiver. Like they
Yeah,
can finally pull it to like. I know they were made to the playoffs, but you know what I mean. A healthy Lamar Jackson. Then obviously, if Deshaun Watson does return to form, that's dangerous. So that's the Browns up there. And you've got second year with Kenny Pickett and
yes,
obviously Tom. So that whole division, even though the North, AFC North, doesn't seem like the powerhouse, that could turn into the
it,
powerhouse.
right. It could. My thing is, I want you to think for a second. Think for a second. Just rock with me. Lamar Jackson, shotgun formation. Lamar Jackson, height. He gets the football, four-step drop back, and he throws it more than 8 yards to a receiver. How does
Yeah.
that look? That doesn't look. It looks weird because it just hasn't happened yet.
No.
Is OBJ and their newfound young receiver core? My question is, Lamar Jackson, is he still a threat passing wise to a receiver, or we just haven't
Yeah.
seen it yet?
Yeah, I agree. I think we just haven't seen it yet. He hasn't had the weapons around him to show that he has got the power of the arm,
Okay,
which he has got the power of the arm. Like he's just had to rely on his amazing ability when it comes to the run, which it is, and people focus so heavily on his ability to run, and he hasn't been able to show off his arm as much because he hasn't had his trusted ball catchers.
right.
Like they gave him one, which is Hollywood Brown, and then they traded him the next year. Like maybe Bateman does show up, and you've got OBJ. I think he's a third wide receiver now. Like two ACL tears. Like
Right.
had to skip the entire next year, even though he did try and come back with the Cowboys. He wasn't physically able to.
Hmm.
So hopefully, like, never wish anyone injury. Like, you know, but hopefully OBJ has got that step back. But then you've got the situation where John Harbaugh's a great coach,
Right.
really done well. But he does make some really dumb decisions.
He
Like
does. He does.
he's scared of going to overtime. Like what's that? You've got Lamar Jackson. You've got the MVP like 2 years ago, like a game changer, and yet you're willing to risk it on a dumb decision instead of go to overtime.
Hey, one
It
thing
just
Real Fan Sports pointed out, which is a rule that no one's actually talking about. He says, well, he will have to throw more than he did last season, especially with the rule changes, which will affect the
yeah.
option packages. Yes, I just found it out about a week ago, and I was like, whoa. So now you cannot hand the ball off with the running back in front of you at the
Oh,
option route, which I was like, whoa, huh? I had to
so it
sit
always
back
has
and
to be a backwards pass.
it's got to be a the running back has to be like, I don't know if it's clearly behind the quarterback or somewhat behind, but you saw a lot of times where they were the RPO action. Think about
Yeah,
RPO, right? The running back in front of the quarterback as he's gonna either hand off or fake it. So they're saying if
yeah.
you're going to fake it, you can't fake it anymore and throw it. It's gotta be a run.
I don't like that. That's
I don't.
awful.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa. So that rule, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. That I think that rule was to stop the running quarterback from running the ball. You
Whoa,
know,
whoa, whoa,
yeah,
whoa! No, I have offense to that now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm. You know what I'm getting at, right? I'm gonna just say
Yeah,
it right there. It's like, why would you want to stop the dynamic of the running quarterback? Because that option, that's Jalen Hurts. You know,
yeah.
that's your
That's
guy. That's
Lamar,
Hurts. That's Lamar Jackson. I mean, that
Anthony Richardson.
right, right, right. And I'm like, that doesn't. So he says it's going to affect the Ravens, Eagles, Bengals, Chiefs. Even with Pat Mahomes, I'm not as worried as Pat Mahomes because we know what Pat Mahomes can do. He doesn't need a stinking RPO,
Yeah,
right?
you've got Hertz, Lamar, and all that. Use RPOs and
So
their
much.
legs to gain the first down.
Right,
Where Mahomes is using his legs is to throw for the first down.
right. Right, right. So that's a good one though. So Lamar might be forced to throw the ball a lot more. Now I'm with you on that. We just haven't seen it enough, and I hope that
Yeah,
it does work because I saw plenty of videos where he threw it deep to Hollywood Brown,
yeah,
who dropped it. That's why he was traded because my man couldn't catch at all with the Ravens.
correct.
He dropped clearly 3 touchdowns. I have to go back and look at it
Mm.
again, but. Dark Striker might be out now. He said, "Hey, what's up, everyone? Can't stay for long." But on the topic, I actually see everyone in the North going positive, but I see Ravens winning it. So you see that
Ooh,
the whole
interesting
entire North
prediction.
Division plus 500. Okay, nothing wrong with
Interesting.
that. I mean, and that is one division that I will never count out. Those four teams, they always have a chance to make the playoffs now. With the
Yeah,
Bengals being where they are now, so sort of a powerhouse. They went to the championship and the Super Bowl the last 2 years, and of course you have the Steelers, who have
yeah,
just cannot find a way to go under 500 ever.
yeah.
Right? No matter how sucky their roster is, Mike Tomlin just keeps that team above 500.
Just
We
keeps
know,
dragging
yeah.
whatever
Just
rotten
come on,
corpse
y'all.
it
Just
is.
one more win away. Let's get it right. The Ravens
Because
being
they
what they
could have
are.
made the playoffs last
Right.
year.
So
Like,
close.
yeah,
It's so close. You're right. And you're right,
madness.
generic ball man. The Giants as well with Daniel Jones. A lot of RPOs, and that might come back and hurt them as well.
Uh,
To a small degree, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys to a small degree. But
Daniel Jones is a quarterback. I hate that I like him. Like, if he was on any other team, I'd be like, go for it, Daniel Jones. You can do it. Because he was so badly, like, pooped on when he came out of the draft. What are they drafting him for? Blah, blah, blah. Like, no respect, no respect. Yet, there was problems. Like,
right.
but he had that potential. And he's finally sort of reaching that potential. It's like, good. Not for the Giants, though. Come on. Anyone else?
Anybody else? Hey, Daniel Jones really surprised me this year, and kudos to the Giants staff organization for keeping him around, paying him his money,
Yeah.
and said we're gonna
Yeah.
stick with him. I'm not gonna say he deserved it, but he did not undeserve it either.
Not the
Right?
45, what was it, $43 million
Something
he
like
got.
he
I
don't
would have
deserve
paid him 30,
it.
if that.
Right,
Like,
right, right.
back
But
then, that was the highest paid QB like 3 years
right,
ago. And I remember Carson Wentz 4 years ago was paid 30 million. And it's like, oh, he's getting all of the money. But
right.
now it's just like, oh, no, I couldn't give that money.
I like Dan Jones, but for that money though, I don't like it. But the
Mm.
thing is, they're like in that bad realm of if we don't get him, who do we get? Do we go
Brock Purdy.
younger or do we go older, right? Or do we just
Yeah.
go ahead and just get this guy his money, let him be our quarterback? He knows the system like no one else. Let's ride and die with Danny Downs. And I do respect the decision because one, you're in New York, no free agent. First of all,
No.
in the NFL, it's tough to have a free agent that is at his peak right now, quarterback wise. So that's never going to happen. You got to go through the draft
Mm.
to get a quarterback, or do you just pick up an older quarterback, per se, Matt Ryan? And they weren't going that route. So
They
I
weren't going that
agree
route.
with them keeping Daniel Jones, paying his money because he's young enough and still talented enough. And now you're getting the weapons. But the thing is, no offense to the NFC East last year, but they had the four easiest schedules
No,
of
I
the
admit, yeah, it was
year. So
easiest
now
schedule.
the Eagles and the Cowboys are the two teams that I really thought, regardless of the schedule, they're a decent team, a good team. Now the Eagles
Yeah.
want to be a great team. Cowboys still a good team.
Yeah.
And the Giants they took advantage.
Yeah,
The
of course.
Giants took advantage of the bad schedule or the easy schedule, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I saw that from Danny Dimes, and my thing is now with them, uh, you know, having above 500 record, and
Mhm.
the schedule gets harder now.
Yeah, of course.
But they are very fortunate to have that third place schedule, regardless. So they're still fortunate.
Yeah,
So
there
they
was
they,
one
they, they could
point.
they could they could they could have good fortunes and
Yeah,
have another good
there
year.
was a one point. I think it was week 14 that if the season had ended that day, all four of the teams in the
Right.
NFC East would have made the
Yes,
stage.
including the
Um,
Commanders.
yeah, including the Commanders. Then Riverbolt wrong, sort of forgot what week it was. But I've got a question for you: Is now that Rodgers has left the NFC, now Russell Wilson has left the NFC, is Jalen Hurts the best QB in the NFC?
Oh, that's a good question. off the top of my head, I gotta say, yeah. Off the top of my head,
You've got Dak, you've got Kirk,
yeah,
you've
with
got
that, and
Goff.
those are the two I thought about instantly, Dak and
Yeah,
Kirk, and I was like,
Kirk.
nope, and nope. Okay,
Yeah, precisely. We've
and
got Jared Goff.
right.
We've got Fields.
Hey Linda, how you doing, man? She said, hey UST, Linda,
Hi,
honey,
Linda.
welcome. Got my guest host, TJ Tracy's our first ever guest on Uneducated Sports Talk. So it was very awesome, and I'm honored and privileged to have my guy, my
Honored
right
as
hand
well.
man. And it's funny because he's on the right of me. So yes, sir. That's how it's supposed. That's how it's supposed to be, man.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Um, is he better than Geno Smith, Jalen Hurts?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's not a question
Stafford?
about that. Stafford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you think he's better than
Yeah.
Stafford?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think he is the best in the NFC.
Cause I gotta go. I gotta go. Like you think about it, man. You look at Jalen Hurts, and
Hi, Linda.
I think Derek Carr is gonna be obviously a top five quarterback
Of
in
course.
the NFC. But you
Yeah.
look at the entire division, like the entire NFC South. I mean,
Yeah.
3 of the 4 quarterbacks are unknown, pretty much,
Yeah,
right? So
precisely. Yeah.
they're all wiped away when it comes down to the Bucks, the Falcons, and Panthers, right? And
Yeah.
then you have the NFC West, and look, we're all off the Kyler Murray hype train now. That's shit
Oh,
to
tell me about
sell.
it.
So like he was at one point maybe a top 10 guy we all thought and assumed, but it's just not had
Hmm.
panned out for him over uh, the last half of the season 2 years ago, and now the whole entire season last year. It hasn't panned out. So we thought he would be a guy that'll kind of make some hair. I mean, he got paid like it, right?
Yeah, I think he's the most paid sports person under 25.
Oh my God, dude got paid like 45 million a year.
Yeah,
So like
precisely.
for what? Who made that decision? Anyways,
But
and then
a GM that's not currently with the team.
yeah, thank you. And then you got the NFC East. Obviously, Dak is. If we're talking about pure NFC quarterbacks, Dak is obviously top 5.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts. If we'll go Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts. We'll go with Dak Prescott. Kirk Cousins has got to be like 5 or 6 in my opinion. He's not that good in my opinion,
like
but
you've got
he
to
does. He
respect
does have great
what he's doing.
strides, though. He has great
Yeah, he
strides.
throws the amount of yards he does. He's a good QB if it's not prime time.
Right. Oh, we know
Like
about that.
if the lights are bright, he just can't function. And it's
I
just
don't
like,
get it. I
no,
never understood
I
it.
don't get it
Never
either.
understood it. Like, yo, you're just playing a different time. And most of
Mm,
the time it's in the dome to where you can't see the atmosphere being changed. It's the
I
dome.
know.
So what's going on? And obviously now it's a mental thing. Um,
It's got to be.
so I don't know, but yeah, you're right though. I would gotta give it, and it might be in the moment, but like the Super Bowl was in February. It is now, almost July, and I still think that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC.
Yeah.
And
He
I don't see it really close at the moment. Maybe Derek Carr, if he can get that Saints squad, Derek Carr
yeah.
could probably leapfrog Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott if he can get that team to 11, 12 wins. Then we'll
Yeah.
see.
No, I completely Jalen Hurts. I want to go talk about Jalen Hurts briefly, if that's okay.
Go ahead. That's your guy, bro. Speak on
That
him.
man, I I just that he is unbelievable. Before he was drafted, yeah, there was controversy when he was drafted because so we had Carson Wentz and how good, well, at the time, how good he was. And I remember I was listening to a podcast called, I don't listen to them anymore, called Strong Opinion Sports.
Okay.
And he mentioned how Jalen Hurts should be the second QB drafted in the draft. Not because of what he is now, but what his mind is. And how he is the hardest working QB he's ever seen. And I was like, sure, whatever, you know what I mean. And
Right.
then I saw it happen.
Yeah.
I saw the determination. And I was like, oh, okay, crikey. And then he got better in year 2. And I was like, okay, but you obviously got the Russell Wilson rumors and you got the Deshaun Watson rumors, and like that Bucks game wasn't the best. And then you just hear all these teams talking, Jason Kelsey talking about him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then oof, what last year was, and I was in awe of this man. And it could be the smallest thing, and he'll take it to heart and it will improve. Like apparently he's still beating himself up over the
He
Super
is.
Bowl.
I
And
heard about that on the
in
Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey show, whatever they have.
New Heights, yeah.
New
And
Heights, yeah.
my personal opinion, he outdueled Pat Mahomes in that QB. I'm sorry, like if
Yeah,
you
he
looked at
did.
the QB
He did.
play, he was the better QB. It was our defense that let him down.
Yes.
So if I'm not gonna lie, if anyone else would be like, I did the best I could, it was the rest of the team. But no, he's like, I could have done better. I fumbled. I could have done this. I could have
Right.
done that. And his determination to get better, just the respect I've got there is unbelievable. And he's galvanizing these teams. I saw a video from preseason the other day where AJ Brown thought he was mad. AJ Brown thought Jalen Hurts was mad at him because he almost dropped the pass. No, he was just upset that practice was over.
Oh, damn.
And I was just like, okay,
Wow.
yeah. And I was like,
Wow. Yeah. Hey, I tell you what, the story that he went through. One, first of all, great kid.
yeah,
Great kid from the start. What happened, how I knew he was special was how he handled the whole entire being benched in the national championship game
oh, tell me about
for
it.
Tua
Yeah,
in Alabama, and the way he handled it. He still left, but the way he handled it from then on out was brilliant. He
yeah,
still went and did his thing, but he didn't blame no one. He didn't throw nobody under the rug. He was like, and he was on the sideline cheering for
hmm
Tua, and it looked like it was, I'm for real loving what I'm seeing. I'm very happy for this kid who coming in and essentially took my spot, right?
yeah,
But the way he handled it, and then he went to Oklahoma and took them to the playoffs. Albeit a
yeah,
loss, but that was a dominant LSU team, probably the greatest team ever to be assembled
yeah.
in college football. I'm gonna throw that out there for all you non-LSU
What's a nice
guys.
hot
Uh,
take there?
yeah, that had to be the greatest college team I've ever seen in my life. LSU. I'm not an LSU fan either, but that was just
Oh,
clearly
really?
the greatest team I've ever seen. But still, he took that Oklahoma team and that same system, different
hmm
quarterback, and brought them to a national championship, right? And I just thought that he was built for today's NFL.
Yeah.
He was built for it, and he went what, third round or fourth round? What round was it?
He was
Or
second
second
round, the
round,
first
right?
pick in our second round. We
Okay.
chose Jalen Rager, who we don't speak about. Then we went to Jalen Hurts, and it was like Jalen Hurts and Landon Dickerson, who I love.
Uh,
Like his relationship with Jordan Mailata is amazing.
yeah.
It's just one of those, just those players, those stories that the team makes you fall in love with the team. And like Darius Slay and like Devontae Smith never met each other, and then they've got that back and forth, that
Right.
love, and then they've just got
Right.
Jalen Hurts, which is just the commander, the captain. This is Jalen Hurts. Yes, we lost Stain Shiking, which sucks. But then our QB, the QB coach that we've moved forward to offensive quarter, knew Jalen Hurts since he was a kid.
Yes.
Raised Jalen Hurts. He knows Jalen Hurts, and Jalen, if he goes to Nick Sirianni or OC and goes, I feel like we can do this, they'll go for it. Like they have that trust.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and our offense, like what was it? Our QB sneak was so broken they tried to ban it.
They try to bend you. You are so right. It was what's that term called? Where it's just like you can't stop it. It's God dog it, brain farting. It's a term it's unfair, right?
Yeah,
To
meta. It
most
was
teams,
just like
it was basically like it's unstoppable. I'm
yeah,
like, well, if it's so unstoppable, I mean, why is it the first time we're saying it's
exactly.
unstoppable, right?
It's
Be,
the first time we're seeing it is because we've got an athletic center in Jason Kelsey.
right.
We're getting O line trained by the best O line coach in the NFL, Jeff
And
Statler.
not to
And
mention, Hurt squats like 600 pounds.
600 600
So it's a unique situation with that
Yeah,
sneak because every team does it, and every team has a great percentage of getting it on a fourth and one, third and one.
yep,
But I think the Eagles might have went 100% on that
yeah.
thing, and teams didn't. They're like, it's just so unfair.
I know it's
And
so
I am
unfair.
the biggest hater for dumbing down defenses to make the offenses better, putting more rules to hinder defenses. But this rule to hinder the offense, which I'm usually down for, I'm not down for this one. No, no,
No, it doesn't. It's
it's a quarterback sneak. It's your big uglies versus my big uglies. Let's
precisely.
go.
And Tom Brady was famous for his QB sneak, and
Right,
that was
right.
fine. That was fine. But the moment someone else did it, ooh.
I'm telling you, it gets on my nerves. So I mean, yeah, you want to stop someone because this unique situation all of a sudden now is unfair when the offenses of every NFL team should be unfair compared to what the defense they have to go through every single day. So
Yeah,
I don't get it.
it also shows the dedication to Hurts because he is throwing his entire body at men who are 3 times the size of him,
Right,
and he
right.
will not stop until he's. Well, we saw what happened. He was broken so badly in the
Uh,
Bears game, but he still went out and won the game. But
hey,
like,
we got Michael says I don't know about the Niners, but the Seahawks are the top team in the NFC West. You dare
ooh,
to say something about that, TJ?
that's interesting. I for now I would say yes because
Ooh, all right.
we don't know what the Niners are going to do as QB because we don't even know if Purdy's ready to play. We don't even know if Trey Lance is ready to play. Yes, they've got a good O line. They've obviously got good defense. Javon Hargrave went there. Good for him. Get that money, man. Kittle and all that. But there's a reason why the QB is paid the most. There is a reason why the face of the franchise is the QB. And Seattle's got that locked up. And they just added um, a new young wide receiver. Like they've got the options, they've got the weapons.
Yeah, they just ooh man, who did they add? Who was that in the draft that they added? I forgot that fast.
Jason Big Black? No,
Yeah,
that's not
the
right.
kid from Ohio State, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Everyone
got the
wanted
weird
him.
last name. Yeah,
JSN, is that what they call him?
yes, yeah. Let's go by his initials. Yeah, he's added there. Which I love the pick though. I love the pick, and that all started with the Bengals and how they drafted. Get your
Yeah,
weapons now while you got your quarterback. Get your weapons. Get them.
precisely.
Get them right now. So I was very in awe in a good way when Seattle got that kid from Ohio State. I'm going to disagree for now.
Ooh,
I still say the 49ers, hey, it's almost like plug and play,
that
right?
is true.
I
That
mean,
is true.
for them, it's like okay, well we've gone through Garoppolo, okay, and then now we have Trey Lance is our starter. He
Yeah.
gets hurt the first week or the second week of the season.
That is true.
We got Jimmy Garoppolo. Who'll do it? Oh, he gets hurt. We'll just go Brock Purdy. Okay. Unfortunately, they only had Purdy and then Josh,
Josh
what's his
Johnson.
name? The
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson, who rest his soul, got hurt like
Yeah, gave him.
he just wasn't ready, right? He just wasn't ready.
He had CMC line up as quarterback.
Yeah, so
That's how
I
bad
mean,
they needed him.
uh,
It's one of those situations where normally the QB elevates the team, where the
yes,
Niners, it's the team elevates the QB. So it
right.
is the reverse effect, which is great. That's how build a roster like that. So it is if you've got injured, you can go, oh, that sucks. Shove a QB in.
Yeah, the Kyle Shanahan offense is built on we don't give a damn who the quarterback is as long as you are a good game manager because we had the zone run right that zone running in that zone. Now you have CMC back there with a full training
Yeah.
camp now, and of course Debo Samuel who can still do his thing
Yeah.
in the backfield if he wants to. I don't know how that situation really is if he has a percentage. He has
He's
whatever he had that drama in the offseason
yeah.
last offseason about his percentages of playing running back compared to our receiver. So I don't know that might change for this year, but still, like, um, it sucks that Elijah Mitchell, who was hurt a lot though,
Yeah.
he left though. I forgot who he went to. I think is he a
I
Jet
can't
now?
remember.
The Jets has Elijah Mitchell, I think.
No, Elijah Mitchell
Who did he
Brown, I
go to?
think.
Who?
Browns?
The, maybe.
I
That'd be
think so.
crazy. The Browns. Good God Almighty! Because I know
There
that.
is one moment.
That'd be crazy. Um, But still, like Chris McCaffrey back there, as long as he's not hurt, I think plug and play. You can get in. Like we've seen now, maybe like 8 different running backs in the last 4 years have had.
Elijah Mitchell is still a 49er.
Whoa! I thought he was okay.
Yeah, he's still a 49er.
Wow. I didn't know that. All right, well, the more you know. I could
Yeah,
have sworn he was in the offseason traded, but okay. Thank you, Jonah. He says, yeah, he's still in the 49ers, yeah. But
oh
I
nice,
think
yeah,
that, okay, well, look at that. Well, looky here for the Niners then. All right, you have Chris McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, he stays healthy. Both of those guys, they stay healthy. Got a good running game, but they're known. Think about the Niners the last 8 years now. I promise you, at least 6 or 7 running backs have gotten paid to go somewhere else because of how dominant they were with the
yeah,
Niners running game, right? Like Hasty and Coleman,
mm.
Tevin Coleman, the kid from Miami now, Mostert, right?
Yes, yeah,
All
yeah,
those guys thrived in that running game, and it's almost like a plug and play. Obviously, same thing with the quarterback as well. You kind of just plug him in, and you say, "Hey, now Josh Johnson had the obviously the tough situation. The playoffs, you don't really get that much reps anyways, and so
yeah, yeah,
I get it, right, right, but." You can pretty much plug any quarterback, running back in that system, and of course their defense is still. I think real
yeah.
fun sports that the Niners defense could outplay some offenses, right?
I completely
and
agree. Like
they're
they've
they're
got that
that
bit.
good. So when I compare them against Seattle,
Mm.
like I seen Seattle at its worst last year, and it wasn't good. As in, can't stop the run, can't stop a lick, giving up 40
True,
plus
but
points.
they got Weathersfield, is it Weatherspoon, and they got
They did,
JSN. Like
they
they
did,
got actively better, and you know the team is set
right.
of the Seahawks, so they got a whole off season to practice.
And Michael made a good point. He said without D'Amico Ryans, who's now the head coach of the Houston Texans, he was the D
Mhm.
coordinator for the Niners. Will they still have a juggernaut? Well, I say, well, we'll see about that. You're right about that to see.
Yeah.
But though, look, my thing is coaches coach, players play. And the
Mhm.
coaches do put them in the best situations. Can their D coordinator this year do the same as D'Amico Ryans? But I saw the players play. So yes, you're right. If anything bad does happen, it's probably the coach because those players, or Fred Warner and company, those guys are freaking good, man. They're so
Yeah.
good.
Sorry to do this. Can I be back in a second?
No,
I
you know, do your
really
thing.
do.
Do your
My
thing.
liquid courage has come back to get me.
Oh, no, you're good. My man's gonna drain the main vein right fast. I know PJ said it's so cool to have TJ on there. It is. It is. Uh, but no, compared to the Niners and the Seahawks, obviously a lot of folks are high on the Rams. I am not, and I saw a couple guys in the chat talking about they're not high on the Rams either. I don't blame you guys. The Rams just do not scare me. I think the Rams put all their chips, all their marbles in one corner and say, "Hey, we're gonna throw away our whole entire franchise for the next 7, 8 years to win this one Super Bowl," which they did win it in 2021. So kudos to them. But I knew it. It was almost like, yo, all right. Uh, 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 it was tough also that Stafford got hurt. Cooper Cup got hurt, but I thought even though two were healthy, they weren't winning no more than 9 games last year and being bounced out early in the playoffs because I just didn't see that hunger from them. Outside of Aaron Donald, who's still a freak of nature, that team is not that good on paper either. Let's be real about that. Jordan says Jimmy might not even play this year. Yeah, I heard about the whole foot thing with the Raiders. Yeah, he said I'm not high on the Rams even as a Rams fan. Yeah, I don't see the Rams really put off any. If you look at their squad, like who do they have on offense now besides Cooper Cup coming from an injury, Stafford coming from an injury, and now everyone else is pretty much gone from their offense, and their defense wasn't that good either last year. So I'm always like, you kind of cut the Rams off. They kind of sold their souls.
Ugh.
I feel like the Rams kind of sold their soul to win
My
that
apologies.
2021 Super Bowl. And sometimes it's like that. It got to the point where even Sean McVay was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about raising kids and having a family and going to the booth now because I won that Super Bowl. I'm not as hungry anymore." And I felt
Oh.
like that trickled down to the entire team, and it's going to still do that this year as well because I don't see the players that they brought on to make a difference in this year. So the Rams are out of it. So yes, you're right. I think the two teams because we don't talk about Arizona on here. They just suck. They just suck. Like they were so bad. JJ Watt retired. And like, you know what? I'm still good, but I just don't want to play because this team sucks. He's gone. So it's a two team race. Niners, Seahawks, and right now, just because of what I see with the eye, I'm gonna go with the Niners. But I won't be shocked if the Seattle Seahawks are that team that kind of overthrows the Niners this year. I won't be shocked at all. Real Fan Sports
Yeah,
is during game one last season. Donaldson on the sidelines, you can see in his face when he was looking at the offense, he wished he would have actually retired. Right. You had like he was talking retirement, McVay talking retirement. I mean, these guys are living a life, man, and you can, I guess you say a Super Bowl hangover, but still, like, come on,
yeah,
bro. Like, it was bad. It was bad. So I'm gonna go with a
yeah.
two-man race right now, and I got the Niners edging the Seahawks by
Fair,
this much, though. Only
fair, fair.
because the quarterback has not been proven yet.
Yeah, that's true. My apologies for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you good.
Um, it's crazy. I think in 2013, the Washington, what they were back in the day, had McVay, Shanahan, and LaFleur all on their roster, and they couldn't win nothing.
Couldn't win a damn thing. You're right
Couldn't
about
win a
it. That,
damn
that
thing.
happens, man. It just happens. But one thing they were not is the head coach.
That's true.
They were
That's
not the
true.
head
That's
coach.
true.
So you could play assistant all day and be good at it, or that's why they got their breaks to go here and here and here, right? But as far as the head coaches, I don't know who was the head coach at that time.
Oh, I couldn't tell
Well, was it
you.
was it Shanahan still? Was it Mike Shanahan?
It
He
could be
was
Mike
he was
Shanahan.
there in 12 with Robert Griffin.
It could be.
He was there in 12. Michael says Cardinals will be 2-15 at best. I'm telling you right now. Hey, TJ, quick question.
Yes.
I want to ask this. All right, we know about the draft class coming out this year for the NFL draft with Caleb Williams, right?
Yeah.
If you're the Arizona Cardinals, let's say you do go 2-15, which might be the worst record and the number one overall pick, and let's say that
Yeah.
Caleb
Yeah.
Williams
Yeah. Yeah.
continues to have a stellar college career and who will be the obvious number one overall pick.
Mhm.
If you're Arizona, what do you do?
Honestly, I would fire Jonathan Gannon. First thing to do. I know he was the Eagles DC, but he really went out on a bad. And he's cost the Cardinals a third round pick because of
Yes,
tampering.
yes,
Um, the only reason why I don't think they do that is because they've listened to Kyler this year.
okay,
Kyler Murray rallied for their offensive lineman they picked, and they went, "Yeah, okay, Kyler, we'll listen to you." So they've already shown they're willing to listen to Kyler Murray, and that
okay,
he's sort of driving the. See, I see what you're saying. It's like, do you just go for it? It all depends on what he's like after that ACL, because a lot of what Kyler Murray was so good was his ability to move around, extend the play for 29 seconds for 2 points,
right,
extend to the right so he can deep ball down to DeAndre Hopkins.
yes,
So depending on how mobility is, if he hasn't got that mobility, I would draft a QB to either sit behind Murray because Murray isn't a lot without that
right.
mobility. If he's got the mobility, I maybe would risk another year. I
But
might, because you've just given him so much money, and
that that is
no one is gonna trade for him. No
ah
one,
man, and that's why I bet to differ. I think someone would trade
really.
for Kyle. Think about it. His money in 4 or 5 years won't be the same money anymore.
True,
Like that
true,
that's
true.
how it goes every single year. Like his 45 million might be ho hum now. Like for instance, Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes got that big
Yeah,
old deal, and it felt like 2 years later it was worth nothing, which is smart by the Chiefs.
that's true. That is
Obviously,
true.
400 million, well, $450 million for 10 years. Was
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was 500 million for
yeah,
10
yeah,
years.
pretty much 500 million. But they're like, we know that the money for quarterbacks are only getting higher and higher and higher. And now you had a guy like Kyler Murray who didn't really prove any damn thing.
Mm,
That was just the GM and the Cardinals franchise is being scared to lose a quarterback. I'm like this, hey, yo, if we're 2-15, 3-14, hell, 1-16, and I got Caleb Williams who's being called a smaller Pat Mahomes, I'm like, yeah, I'm going with that kid. I'll find a way to trade Murray, even if for, I don't care. Give me, I don't know, man. I think I would because I already, me personally, I've seen enough of Murray already.
yeah, yeah.
From not only the performance on the field, which has been has some good moments, But
Yeah,
there's definitely a cap with Kyler Murray, in my opinion. There's a ceiling.
there was at one point where you just sort of knew it was during the Eagles Cardinals game, which came down to a field goal,
Hmm.
and if the Cardinals had gotten a first down, they won the game. And Murray slid before he got the first down. He wasn't willing to take the contact. Where we know, obviously, Jalen Hurts, he would fight
Right,
to
right.
his last breath to get that first down. So it is true. Like the fact that they had to implement something in his contract saying he has to watch the film shows that his heart truly isn't in the game. So
Yeah.
I get that. I get you. Like you'd rather risk it on a younger QB who isn't going to cost the money, but you're still paying out for a high end QB.
I would just think that someone with a guy like Kyle, because it's not every day. Like you saw Deshaun Watson, he's like the only one that's really been in his prime that was a
Yeah,
quote unquote free agent, right? Like Kyler Murray, if or a free agent or a trade aspect, right, and in his prime, Kyler
yeah,
Murray will be like crazy in his prime. I would think somebody would pick him up. Somebody, if not, but that's just saying if they had that bad year. Hold
yeah.
on,
That's
we
true.
got the mixery. Welcome to Uneducated Sports Talk. Says, hey, what up? I'm from Australia
Oh,
and I'm a Bucks
Australia.
fan, and unfortunately think we may be on a rebuild this year. Thoughts? Yo, all right. Well, let's segue to the Bucks first. We'll get back to the Cardinals in a minute. The Bucks. Tom Brady. He's gone now.
Yeah,
Was it 3 years? He did 3 years
yeah.
with the
Well,
Bucks.
it
Yeah.
was 3 years.
Well,
Yeah, 3 years.
if you're a Bucks fan, I mean, you better just thank the guys that you worship
Ooh,
that you got Brady for those 3 years, right?
yeah,
Because when it happened, we all didn't see it coming. I didn't see him in Tampa Bay at all. I didn't.
yeah.
I saw him in Miami. I saw him in maybe
It almost was in Miami. That's why they
yeah,
lost the first
yeah,
round
yeah,
pick.
yeah. I saw him in Miami. Yeah, true that. I saw him going to maybe Vegas. I saw him going to damn, there was one more obvious team I thought he was probably going. I forgot. But
Niners.
Niners, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Niners, yeah. That was the team. I really thought the Niners or the Dolphins. But anyways, the Bucks get him. He finally retired for good.
Yeah,
Knock on some wood somewhere. Who knows? He might come back in week 9 for the Raiders or
yeah. I
whatever.
think it is crazy to think he might become the part owner of the Raiders, and that the NFL will have to put in his contract he cannot play for
he
the Raiders
he
because he's still
cannot
got
play for the Raiders, right? I can see
the
it now, right? Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. As far as the Bucks, yes, you're right. The mixery. First of all, welcome to the channel. I'm your
Yeah,
host, Carlos Clay, my beautiful co-host PJ, and we have our very special guest, our first guest ever, Mr. TJ Tracy. Um, so as far as the Bucks go, yes, they're in rebuild mode,
yeah.
and honestly, with Baker Mayfield as your quarterback and maybe Kyle Trask as your backup, it might be back and forth with that until the preseason starts and we find out who's the actual true starting quarterback. Which I think Baker might edge out Truss
Mhm.
for a second. But right now, yeah, I think the window is closed on the Bucks for the next 2 or 3 years. I
Can
think.
I
Go ahead.
can I say something a bit controversial?
Yeah.
Uh, Max Street. Australia's a lovely country. Almost moved there myself like 10 years ago. Got
Come
an uncle
on.
living there. I think the Bucks are going to suck for about 3 years until they draft Archie Manning.
Oh!
I see the Bucks going for Archie Manning.
Whoa! Archie Manning?
Yeah, because
Oh,
he's
oh,
obviously gone to college this year,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I know they say he's going to fight. He's going to win the starting position.
All right.
So what's that? 2, 3 years
He's
until he goes
gotta have 3 years
3 years.
of
I see them.
eligibility.
I'm seeing them happily just to coast for 3 years until they get a new head coach. Because I don't think the head coach is the one that's going to
Right.
lead them. And I see them going when Archie comes out, they're going to get a new French head coach, and they're going to be in a position to get Archie.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Honestly, that's a hot take.
Yeah,
That's what you call a
that's
hot
what I
take.
see.
So 3 years from now, we're talking about Archie Manning being a top 5 pick. Maybe the Bucks are part of that
Yeah,
category. Wow, I will remember
I
that
see
forever.
that.
We'll see. That's about as hot take as my Detroit Lions 2027 Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's it.
We're
Um,
getting there. We're getting there. Uh,
Fun fact about my family: I've got it's like a great uncle
mhm.
who's been indoctrinated into Australia's Sports Hall of Fame. He is owns like several martial arts dojo and is heavily into the martial arts over
Yeah.
there. So yeah, it was considered. I was going to move into him like 3 years ago. Yeah, he's got introduced last year.
I think the Bucks are going to suck pretty much. I think Mike Evans is last year with Tampa Bay is this year.
Oh, definitely.
I think Mike Evans either gets traded next year or I don't know his contract, but
I
he
see
won't.
Goodwin and Evans
Yeah,
going there also.
I see them all gone. I see Godwin being gone. I see Evans being gone. I see obviously was it is it David their linebacker who's trying to leave
Oh,
now. Is it
isn't
is
it
it
White?
is it White? It might be White. Yeah, Devin White.
Right,
Yeah,
right, Devin White. Yeah,
Devin White's trying to leave right now. I think they're going to be in full blown rebuild mode.
yeah,
Get your ton of draft picks. Try and build around. Get your young weapons now. So by the time that
yeah.
class does come, you'll have your quarterback right.
Exactly what I thought was going to happen. They're
So
going to
yeah,
build
that
everything
can happen.
else
I
up.
just them getting Baker Mayfield, who is the poster child for mediocrity.
I feel like he's had a bad situation.
I mean, but don't get me wrong. I'm very high on Baker as well. He's been in some bad situations. I get that,
He's,
but
he's been with the
but
Browns. That's the
but
bad situation.
mediocrity isn't is not a bad word that people think it
Yeah.
is. It's saying he's mid tier. Some
He
mid tier
was.
quarterback. He's not nowhere near top 10, but he's nowhere near the bottom 10 either as your
Yeah.
starting quarterback. But he's just a mediocre quarterback.
He
And
said
you know
he was what one QB slide away by Henny in the AFC Championship to going to the Super Bowl.
that's true. Oh, that is true.
That is true. Like Baker Mayfield, people forget that he played the year he got traded. He played all of last year with essentially no collarbone,
Nah.
which was a bad decision. As soon as he had broken that, get him out of there. But that was a bad mistake on his part. And obviously, last year you've got the whole Deshaun Watson, and then obviously he went to Carolina, and he's gone to the Rams, where he showed that flash of potential.
Yes, yes.
Like
Over
I
what,
feel
two
like,
days, right? 2 days,
yeah,
huh?
2 days,
Two
2 days.
days, and that was crazy. I still remember that.
It was one of those situations where I feel like, and this is going to sound very dated, back in I think 2000, the Eagles took Donovan McNabb over a QB,
Yes.
and it was like Donovan McNabb was successful because he was with the Eagles. If they chose the second QB, he would be successful because he was with the Eagles.
Mm,
McNabb could have gone to the Browns, but
right.
he wasn't going to develop as the Browns. I feel like it's just because he went to the Browns and he didn't have that support. He didn't have that ability to grow. His career's gone, and I just hope he finds that support he
Hey,
needs.
one guy that's rooting like hell for Baker, and look, I've been. If you guys see me on Facebook, and we're talking like 5 years ago, like if you see right around this time, matter of fact, I was saying Baker Mayfield's going to be the best quarterback in that draft class, and yeah, I was dead wrong about that.
Wow.
But still, I'm still rooting for Baker like hell because he's the underdog story,
Yeah,
and I got a feeling that, look, he's not going to win anything crucial with as a Buck, but
yeah,
I got a feeling maybe one day he'll find his real team and get a chance to one of those weird Super Bowl winners that one year win the Super
possibly,
Bowl, and
yeah.
I'm rooting for that kind of scenario to happen with Baker Mayfield.
That or
Uh,
he's the next Josh McCown.
right. Hey, and that's not bad though.
That's not bad.
It's not
He's got
bad. I
a
mean,
20-year career.
right. I mean, honestly, being a Josh McCown, look. Besides the money, I would love to have a backup quarterback career all my life. I'll be the best thing in practice every day.
Yeah.
I'll be the best thing in practice every damn day, man. Real first person out here in Texas, they love Arch Manning a lot. Everyone is really high on him. I fear that Texas is so desperate for a 10-win season that they may put more pressure on him than he deserves, though. Um, I'm gonna go on a hot take and say I don't think he wins the starting job. I
Oh,
think he'll still get. a starter two, maybe three or four for the year. But
Okay.
I think initially he won't be the starter
Okay.
for Texas. But obviously he'll get starts in the year two. He'll be the starter, I believe.
And
Um,
when it comes to that pressure element, he had his games back in high school televised.
Televised, yeah,
He's had that pressure from day one because his last name is
yeah,
Manning.
Manning, yep.
So if he's not adapted by it by then we might have a problem. But like I do feel sorry for the kid because he's not going to have any sort of ability to relax, to enjoy his
No,
childhood because he's a Manning. He's
no, no,
gonna have that
right.
microphone grants on him.
Well, if there is a famous sports name out there that doesn't come with that much pressure as far as like the antics, it's the Mannings. I mean, it's Eli
Yeah,
and Peyton. I mean, I think I think the pressure wouldn't be that bad because they don't put that much pressure. This isn't Bronny James and his
no, that's
dad
true.
LeBron
True.
James, where
And
LeBron
the
is
hates
always
situation.
on social media saying something. I want to join my son's team. That kind of stuff. He doesn't get that kind of pressure. So I can see Arch right now. Like you said, he had the great high school career, and we'll see though. Archie Manning to the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah, that's
2026.
you could just say it, couldn't you?
Let's just
Just
say it. Let's just say it, y'all. Arch Manning is going to be
yeah.
a Buccaneer in 2026, y'all.
I'm not gonna lie. If that comes true, I'm putting all of my money in.
Yeah, you got
Just
to.
like
You got
something,
to.
something. Yeah.
Yo, I got John Moore in the building. So I liked the team when I got into football. Ravens fan. All right, you're a
Okay.
Ravens fan. No doubt about that, man. I feel you on that. And the mixture is always good to have you, my brother. So I'm glad that you're here checking us out, man. So I appreciate that. FS Podcast also in the building, showing love. So I think Baker's got a chance with the Bucks, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Linda Stark says, I like to see Baker make it as a Buccaneer as well. I do too. I want to see him make it anywhere. Just don't beat my Saints, but
Hey,
still
yeah.
still look good. Because I'm definitely rooting for Baker Mayfield to have a great career. I don't care who was with, but just a great career. Uh, you know, and FS Pocket says not a whole lot to celebrating yet another series win for the Rays. All right, go Rays. Rays beat the
No,
Diamondbacks
no,
today. All
no.
right, cool. That's baseball talk, man. The Mixer says, who, on your opinion, should be the favorite this year? I know most will say the 49ers and Chiefs, but don't forget about the Bengals, in my opinion. All right, TJ. We're going to put you on the, we know you're a big Eagles fan, man, but,
It's gonna come down to the Niners and Eagles in the NFC.
okay.
It's gonna come down to the AFC division again, and we're facing in the regular season, so that's gonna be fun.
Yes, yes.
Um, and it is that three-headed monster in the AFC of the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills. Like at any point, can any of them have their number? Like, was it the Chiefs never win against the Bengals? All they won in the postseason. Oh, the Bills always win against the Chiefs in the regular season, not in the postseason. Who knows? It is all depends on how people wake up. You know what I mean? And obviously, the Bengals beat the Bills in the postseason, where I know we were. I can't say we were robbed because of a horrific event in the regular season. What happened? But who knows how that game would have turned out if it had played? But
Right.
yeah, it is. I couldn't tell. You can't. It's turning to the point where I always used to say you can never bet against Tom Brady in the postseason. It's turning into you can never bet against Mahomes in the
Yeah,
postseason.
it's getting there. You're right. It is. It is. It's almost like, man, like that one.
Joyce, hi Joyce. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. It's almost like that, that dynasty for the Patriots. We thought we would never see some of
Yeah.
that again. And as soon as like Brady and the Patriots dynasty goes down, now it's like, oh, here comes another dynasty. Pat Mahomes
And,
and the
and
Chiefs. Like, what the heck? We
there
can't.
was there was that game. It was the Patriots versus the Chiefs, and this is the last time the Patriots went to the Super Bowl, and it came down to a coin flip. If
Yeah,
the
pretty
coin
much.
flip
Yeah,
had gone,
it was the coin flip that won.
yeah, yeah, I know. If the coin flip had gone the other way, the Chiefs were going to win against the Rams because it was the most boring Super
Oh
Bowl
my
ever.
goodness. Let's not talk about that year because it should have been the damn Patriots
Yeah,
and the damn Saints. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
we'll leave that alone though.
What it should have been is
Eh,
the Chiefs versus the Saints.
yeah,
That's the matchup we should have
that's
had.
the matchup we should have had. Chiefs versus. Oh,
Yeah,
it'd have been a shootout. It'd have been a shootout. Facts.
that would have
It'd
been a
have
fun
been a
game.
shootout.
I still would have had the Chiefs. Sorry,
No, no,
I know you
no,
had
no,
Breeze.
no, no.
I know you
It
had
was
Michael
Chiefs and
Thomas.
Saints, I would have had the Chiefs too. If it
Yeah,
was, my UST talk, obviously my Phantom talk is who that nation all day. But if it was the Patriots and the Saints, it'd have been Saints all day.
Saints. Saints.
I'd
Yeah,
have had the Saints beating the Patriots. Yeah.
that was during Michael Thomas's reign of terror, right?
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes, yes. The Reign of Terror. You were right about that. And guys, was it only Tom Brady will beat Tom Brady, man? Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
it's true.
much,
It's
man.
true. It's true.
Joyce B, Michigan's finest. Joyce, I was just talking about the Detroit Lions 2027 Super Bowl champions. I was just talking about that. How you doing? Mixer says I stuck onto your channel from hanging out with Josh and Rocha at the Sports Fury. So happy to be here. I appreciate it, man. And that was an awesome raid a couple weeks ago from the Sports Fury to this channel, man. To this channel we had, and it was awesome. So it brought in some new people to check us out, and the Mixed Fury is one of them, man. So thank you for being part of it. Appreciate that. Joyce B, how you doing, love? Always good to see you.
It's good to see you,
Peter said,
Joyce.
"What's up, Joyce?" But yeah, we're here with TJ Tracy as our first ever guest, and we won't be here that much longer. But
Been,
shout out to
been
TJ Tracy. It's been almost 2 hours,
2
man.
hours.
And
Wow.
we talked before the stream and said, well, we knew how to shoot the breeze. I was like, hey, 45 minutes to an hour, right? You're like, yeah, sure. You know how we do, man. We're gonna hear and talk forever, bro.
I
Uh,
I wore this hat just in case Travis would turn up. This is the official Sudbury Cricket Club
that
hat.
is awesome. That is freaking awesome.
And of course, as OGs would know, Sudbury Cricket Club, which was dubbed the Giants, even though they haven't been nicknamed the Giants by UST. It's the official UST cricket team.
Yes, yes. Go Sudbury. Let's get
Go
it, man.
Sudbury.
Let's go, man.
I
I
specifically
told you
bought this hat.
what I said. What did I say? What was a little bet we had a long time ago?
If you hit when you hit 100K subscribers, you are going to
I'm gonna do
stream
a
a
damn
cricket game.
Sudbury cricket game. I'm gonna try and find it at least. If not, I'll just stream a cricket game.
A
But
cricket game. More likely,
those things last forever, though. I was like, hold on, man. Cricket lasts like 5.
4 days, one game.
Yeah, I was like, what game goes? I got a friend of mine who's from India, and he was telling me about it. And he was like, oh yeah, day number 4. We do 4 days of. I said 4 days of what the heck? So, anyways, shout out to Mike, man. That's my guy from India, Mike. Anyways, the big I love sports all over the world, and I know we are talking NFL right now, but the football here in Australia is NRL
Oh,
and AFL. You should check those sports out one day. Definitely will,
that,
man.
yeah, that Australian football is because you've got like people who like mark someone. It is unbelievably confusing, but so exhilarating. Their pitch is massive.
Really.
And yeah, absolutely massive. Because like I said, I planned to move there, and obviously I was looking at houses, and like people had magpies all over the thing, and like watch some of the sport. It's just like, what is going on? But these men are they're like rugby players, just trying to.
Just some big
Oh,
giants, huh?
yeah, they're just giants, and like they're marking, they're kicking. I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, but I know it's impressive.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. I have to check it out
Yeah,
then, for real, man.
yeah, the AFL.
Hey, he said, Real Fair Forces, bro, that Test cricket ain't no joke, bro. God, dog. Well, we might do a half a damn show for cricket if it comes. Astros up 10-0 over the Cardinals. Hell yeah, let's go.
Mhm.
Go Stros. Hey, what's that Mets and Brewers game looking like? I hope it's in the Mets' favor. If not, nope. Brewers up
You're a
by.
Mets fan, are you? Or you
No, I'm
got
not a
some
Mets
money on them?
fan. Brewers winning 3-2. I'm a money man right
So,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
got
money
money on the
man.
game. Good God Almighty, the damn Mets get on my nerves, bro. They really do. They really do, y'all. But no. As far as your who do you have? Okay, so everyone knows that my sleeper squad in the AFC, the Cleveland Browns. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns with my sleeper squad. Not going to
Yeah,
win it
yeah, yeah.
all, but obviously, like you said, we have our favorites. We have the um, Chiefs and the Bengals, and you
Of
can sprinkle
course.
the Bills in there, and then of course you can sprinkle a lot of other teams as well.
Yeah.
Um, in the NFC, I'm gonna let you go and pick that out, man. If it's not the Eagles or the Niners, what's that one sleeper team in the NFC that we should all watch out for? Who's the new
Sleeping team. Well,
Giants?
it's
The
the
the new
Lions.
the Lions. There we go.
It's got to be the Lions.
And,
Like,
and, and I would agree. I would
yeah.
agree on the NFC.
Apart from obviously Jamie Williams not somehow still not playing a full season.
Yeah.
Um, like Goff has gotten better under the second year under Campbell. He's going to get better under the third year. I feel like he's fully accepted the situation that he's in. Like, I feel like first year he had a bit of resentment. He's like, I've gone to Detroit. Great. I'm in Detroit. I'm with a man who's saying he's going to eat kneecaps.
Right.
And then he sort of, there was an interview where I saw Goff. I don't know why I was watching this interview, where he's like, in LA, I don't get recognized and I had a normal life. But in Detroit, every time he goes, he gets recognized. And he said, that moment, I was walking down the street buying groceries, I got recognized and I was thanked. Went out for a meal with my wife, I got recognised, and the meal was brought for me. It's like, this team means so much to this city, and the city has had such a bad time. Like, they obviously had the motor industrial revolution that left the city
Right.
into obviously poverty, and it's bringing back up. I think at that moment he realised, I can be a part of the heart of the city which is growing, and he fully accepted the situation he's in, and he started to thrive. Like, he at one point they're the most successful offense in the NFL.
They
The
were. Yep.
defense was something to be admired, but that's improved over
Mhm.
this year. So I honestly think the Lions can surprise people. Honestly, if I wake up tomorrow and it's the Eagles versus the Lions in the AFC, I would be surprised.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Fair enough, there's those stories where have you heard the story where Campbell was so focused on the wave that the crowd was doing in the stands that he agreed for the Panay Seal touchdown he didn't realise he agreed to.
Mm.
Yeah, he was like, I was just looking at the sound. I heard brr, 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 over the headset. Yeah, sure. Go for it. And then he looked at the field and realised Panay Seal was catching a touchdown. It's like, what is going on here? He was just so focused on the wave.
Let's go. Let's go. Generic Baldwin says my sleeper team in the NFL is the Saints. I think Carr is going to
No.
have a 2016 type year. I really hope so. I tell you what, we better win our division. That's all I know. Like, if we don't win the division this year, what the hell are we doing? Uh, but that gives me hope in itself for my New Orleans Saints to win, to at least get the playoffs. If we get the playoffs, I'm fine. Anything can happen in the playoffs, but I just want to get there as a Saints fan. I just want to get there. Um, Obviously, my sleeper is the Browns in the
Yeah.
AFC. My sleeper in the NFC. I have to agree with you, the Detroit Lions. But
Yeah.
my only worry, my only worry for the Lions is that it's the first time they've had real hype in the
True.
longest. Now, I have no doubt that Dan Campbell is going to get these guys motivated and get them ready. I have no doubt about that. My only fear is that this is the
Best, Johnny.
first year that they have great expectations of the playoffs. The last time was in the Stafford days, right? 2016ish, whatever, something like
Yeah.
that. It's been a while for Detroit, and I wonder if they can hold on to that because I'm scared. The one thing that will really hurt Detroit Lions is an 0-2, 0-3 start.
Yeah. No.
You know, and I'm hoping not. Like, first game is in Arrowhead Stadium against Kansas City. Like, that's
Oh, that
fine. They lose
sucks.
that, that's no issue. But then game 2 and game 3, they gotta win at least one or both of those
No,
games
that's true.
to give them that confidence. Because if they start off 0-3, 0-2, I'm sort of nervous now for Detroit because all the hype, but then boom, one bad incident, and you never know, man. So
You say that. I think Detroit Lions last year went 0-4. Like,
ooh,
they managed. Yeah, they lost. The first game was against the Birds, and we ate them. and I think they didn't have a lot of success, and then they managed to pull it out and get the momentum going.
Okay.
And it was unfortunate that the Seahawks won, meaning that last game really didn't
That that
matter.
was that was the most that was the worst decision the NFL could have made, was having
Oh, it
that
was
final
so,
game, Green Bay versus Detroit, and it meant like Detroit had no stake in it besides
but they
beating
still
out Green
won.
Bay, and it
They
still won.
still
And
won.
you're right, still won. But I feel like that was a bush league job by the NFL
Yeah,
for
I
making
agree.
that particular game the last game of the year, where Detroit had no say so at all, and I was mad about that. It could have easily went.
Yeah,
I think AFC matchup between the Titans and the Jaguars had a. That could have been like Monday night for the last game,
yeah,
right?
I agree.
Not
I agree.
freaking what we saw the Lions and but shout out to the Lions for winning that game anyways. Which let folks know that was the game right there that said, all right,
Mm-hmm.
this Lions
We're
team for
here.
real. They had no stake in it at all, and still, uh, no, and still won that game, and still made it personal. And that's by
Yeah,
your head coach.
yeah,
Because any
no.
coach are like, hey guys, Cancun on 3. Let's just go out
Mhm.
there. Let's all stay, be safe, and not get hurt, and let's play a good game and get out of here, right? And he was like, he went out there from the jump and said, hey, we want to win this game. Look, we know what's going on. We want to beat the Packers and force
Yeah,
them to not make the playoffs, and that was the
yeah,
motto. And I was like, okay, well, hell, let's go, coach, let's go. You know,
yeah. Precisely. It shows how meaningful a player's coach is. What is it? When he became, I don't know if it was Hard Knocks or what. Blind social media. Their third string QB's wife was in the Olympics or something like that, and Dan Campbell stopped the meeting, put his wife's match on the projector, and the whole team was
yes,
just rooting for this. Who's the third string QB?
yes,
Who
yes,
like
yes.
you know what I mean? And the whole team was just full support of this man's wife. I don't think he even made the roster, but at that moment, the
No,
team was
he
just connected.
actually got traded.
Oh, did he?
No, he didn't make the roster. Not he didn't make the roster. I'm sorry, but he got picked up by, I want to say, Minnesota. Somebody picked him up.
Fair.
In the
But
season. So
he
yeah,
was that fringe player,
yes,
and like any other team. Well, not any other team. You can understand a team who wouldn't really care for it, but Campbell was just like, no, this is important for one member of our team, so it's important for the entire
right.
team. And it's just that connection with the coach, which is amazing. And yeah, I understand why the city of Detroit has fallen.
Right. Thanks, Michael, for the update, by the way. I appreciate that. Joyce says, Detroit fans don't care about all that. We beat Rodgers. That's what is fans wanted. We was not mad. No, which is
You're,
true. Which is freaking true. You are right about that.
Detroit was the last team to hand Rodgers an L in his own stadium in
Right,
Packers.
right. So I'm with you on that. I'm with Detroit is a team to be reckoned with. I just hope that they don't put too much on themselves,
Yeah.
knowing that. But if any team's going to do it, it's going to be Detroit because of their
Yeah.
head coach and Dan Campbell. He's look. I don't know if I don't know if X's and O's, if he's a really good coach, but the motivational factor, my God.
He's a player's
Like
coach.
he makes players want to run through a freaking brick wall for him.
Yeah. I
And
would run through a brick wall.
yeah, I'm telling you. And that as a head coach, that's I mean, as a player, that's what you want, just for your head coach to really root for you to succeed. And
Yeah.
you want to do whatever you can to make sure your head coach gets the best out of you. And sometimes you just don't want to let your head coach down. Which
No,
gives,
of course.
and he's one of those kind of guys like, man, he's so cool and he's so awesome. I don't want to let him down. So
No.
yeah, and it was cool to see, like you said earlier, about golf second year getting better
Mm.
from year one to year two. That was my biggest worry, obviously, because I thought, man, you know what? There, Jared Goff is just playing a bridge quarterback story right now, and he was
Mm.
no, he's not. He's here to be the guy.
But
Jared
yeah,
Goff is the guy, and I'm like, okay,
he is the guy. If Detroit had any sense, they would have what he's got one this year on his contract. I would extend Goff for at least 2 years.
ooh, I like it. I like it
I
though.
would
I like
have
it.
him this year, next year, and then that last year draft a QB.
Yeah, because it's almost like I think they did draft a quarterback this year, huh?
Did
If y'all,
they?
I think the Lions did draft some kind of quarterback like later on the rounds. I could be wrong about that though. Um, but yeah, I feel like they gave him the key to the offense and say, you know what, we're not gonna worry about. They're almost in that limbo
Oh,
stage. We aren't going to get an opportunity for the next couple of years to draft a really good young
no,
quarterback,
that's fair.
but we're also not going to go wah, 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 right and get a
Yeah,
bad quarterback or get an old quarterback or someone else in the year right in the league right now. We're not doing that. So I get it.
they
I
did
get it.
draft a QB
Who
in
was
the
it?
third round, pick 5, Hendon Hooker from
Yeah,
Tennessee.
from Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the guy, and that's smart though. That's
you
smart
guys.
because you're not going to get a first round quarterback, not the way that Goff's playing, but you also are not going to get anyone right now currently. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm very excited for the Detroit Lions team. Very excited for the NFL season, man. Um, yeah, TJ, man, we had a blast, bro. We had a
Yeah,
blast, man.
we're
Almost
still
two
live,
hours
Dark
in.
Strider.
Dark, we are still live, brother. Yeah, we are
Yeah,
still live,
still
man. We're
live.
just talking and talk, man, and enjoying life, loving
Yeah,
it.
it's great, great
Uh,
chat.
Loving it. Yeah, this is our first guest ever. There, we'll have a lot more guests coming there. I promise you guys, very quickly. But I had to get my right hand man. This is my very, very good
I
friend, TJ
appreciate it.
Tracy.
I really
Uh,
do think.
yeah, without him, you got like I said, a lot of this would not be possible right now for Uneducated Sports Talk. It just wouldn't happen without TJ Tracy. And
No,
no, so I
I,
got much love, much respect for you, brother.
I appreciate it, and yes, thank you very much. Obviously, I did put a lot of work in it, but I do have to say, from just my heart, thank you, Carlos and PJ. Like, we've seen you come on the stream when you have been absolutely shattered at 2.5, but you've kept the energy, you've kept the entertainment, you've entertained so many people. You've streamed an entire baseball game, a basketball game, when it's just been me in the chat. The Nets versus the Celtics. I'll always remember that game.
Wow, remember that
That is the
one?
first game. It was just me and maybe one or two people who just dropped in to say hi. That's the first. That's the game I asked you. Do you need help? I'm happy to help you. I'll always remember. I'm even tempted to get that tattooed on my body.
Hey man, it's all good.
But I want to thank you so much for the hours of entertainment, the dedication you've done to this, and you deserve all the success you
I
need and
appreciate that,
like
brother.
everything, like unbelievable what you've
I
done. So,
appreciate that, man. It's all love, man. And of course, respect and respect towards each other, man. I appreciate that. Like we can go on here and love each other all day, you guys, but he means
yeah.
a lot to me, man, and to what he's done for this channel,
Hey,
man, and just
maybe
as a friend, you know.
yeah. In February we could do a proper
Ooh,
live
yes, sir.
thing. I
Yes,
can't
sir.
wait to meet you in real life. And like I said, I'm putting a lot of work to see you in real
Right,
life.
right, right. If y'all don't know,
Hi,
TJ's
boys.
coming to see me in February, y'all. So it's dope. He's gonna be making his way to the U.S., man. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for that in February, right around Super Bowl time too. So yeah,
I specifically made sure I could actually watch the Super Bowl, not being 1 in the morning. So
yeah.
if I
Oh,
can't
yes, yes,
wait.
yes. Flurry 29 says, "Hey, Carlos, how are you doing, man? Hey, you see me, huh? I'm with the legendary, the man, the myth, the legend, TJ Tracy. It's my Uneducated Sports Talk, our first ever stream with a live guest, you guys. That's not PJ or Brookie. I'm yes, I know, right? Crazy, you know. I actually know real people, y'all. But that being said, man, this is NFL talk. If you guys want to watch all over, if you're just now tuning in, go back and watch it, man, from start to finish. We had a blast. Just a variety of topics in the NFL, just shooting the breeze, y'all. That's what we're doing, man. We'll have a lot more guests come on here. We'll also see TJ again. I promise you guys, we are not going to stop that train rolling.
Great to hear.
Uh,
Yeah,
and, and
it's been great.
we had a blast, man. All right, TJ, the final words is yours, man. The final words is yours.
Subscribe to Uneducated Sports, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, and have a blast. And no matter what you are, You'll always be welcome here.
Hey man, I couldn't have
Well,
said it better myself. The mix is
always worship PJ.
right. And she said, "Yeah, that's rule number one." There you go, PJ. Rule number one, my butt. Whatever. The mixer says, "How would you get onto the stream?" Well, honestly, that's if someone really want to be a guest and you really want to talk. I have to find a way to get more than one guest on here, and I'm pretty sure me and TJ are ahead of the curve already. But when that happens, I will definitely welcome anyone to be on the stream.
Yeah, we
Whether it
should
be
be able
for
to. Yeah.
yeah, there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way.
There's a will. Let's not knock our heads over right now, TJ. Get some sleep, bro. Yeah, I know it's late
It's
over
three
there.
in the morning.
Yeah, it's 3 in the morning, and I'm just kicking at 9 o'clock at night over here. So,
That's all right.
but no, so all right, thank y'all for that, man. It was an awesome show. If you're just now watching, man, go back, rewatch it, take a look at it, man. Me and TJ had a blast on here. The TJ PJ connection as well. Generic Bomber says thanks, Carlos. PJT to catch y'all next time. Have a good night, evening and night all. Michael says the Mets freaking lost, man. Screw the Mets,
Oh,
man. Screw the Mets and everything about them, man. Real Fist, are you on OBS, Carlos? I'm on Streamlabs. Oh, is it OBS?
Streamlabs is like a little brother of OBS. If
Yeah,
you want to
Streamlabs
fully
stuff.
upgrade, you can go
Yeah.
to OBS, but it's owned by the same partner company.
Yeah,
It's weird.
what he said. But anyone can, yeah, anyone can get on it. I can get in one. All I gotta have
Very
is
silly,
just
dude.
a Vivo laptop or a phone that you can get on it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
right now I'm only doing the one at a time until we can find a way to get more folks on here at the same time, man. If it is as peace out, Los and TJ, I will catch you in the next one. And as always, who that? That's right, who that? Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Everyone's saying goodbye. Mixer says catch y'all soon. L's Tranger was, hey, let's go Brewers. W. Screw the Mets, man. I don't know why I keep picking those guys to win, man. God, dog. Talk about losing money on purpose, huh? Good God Almighty. Anyways, all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for the love and support, man. With the homegirl PJ and now our big homie TJ Tracy, 2378. I'm your
Love
host,
to.
Carlos
Thank you.
Clayton. So the episode of Uneducated Sports Talk, all sports fans. You guys know what time it is. Stay smart. Stay uneducated. Peace. Love you, mama. Love you, TJ. Have a blessed night. You
Love you
guys have
too.
a great night. The chat. I'll see you guys on Saturday. No show on Friday. I'll see you guys Saturday night for the USFL championship game, you guys, between the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Birmingham Stallions, y'all. So be ready for that. I haven't posted, if not by tonight, for sure tomorrow. And we're going to rock and roll for the USFL. All right. So we're out of here. Have a blessed night and have a great weekend. Stay safe. Drink responsibly. And I'll see you guys later on. Let's go for you, TJ. All right. Take it easy, out. Peace.